Start the fucking show.
I will.
He did.
Yeah, of course I did. I was just trying to get him to sing. That's all. That's so bad.
Y'all heard me sing too many fucking times.
Not really.
I said I would never sing again after that fucking A Whole New World thing. But y'all got to fucking hear me sing with Ganja and man.
The last time. Wait, didn't you sing?
Yeah, he's saying. He's saying in Miami. He did.
That's what I just said, Allie. Thanks for paying attention.
I'm sorry, I missed that part.
Clearly.
Jesus, so fucking
Dude,
bad.
I took you out. I said I was sorry. I wasn't trying
Cut me off to tell you what I already just told the chat.
Listen, Alan, in her defense, we don't listen
No.
to you.
Yeah. Fuck the chat then.
You already? The chat's not even talking yet, and you're already talking
Chat's
shit
not
about
even
the
here
chat.
yet. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, that's the only reason why you're talking shit, because when they get here, you're gonna get in trouble. I don't know why did I fuck up trying to say that, by the way?
Yeah, the chat needs to start being his ass more.
Exactly. But anyways, chat, how you guys doing today? I know no one's over there right now. You guys probably watching 8-Bit Crumbs and whatnot, and I am offended. So offended. I'm so upset about that. And one thing I'm actually not upset is the fact that, you know, Jet actually has the balls to say this in a public forum. But she's saying over here, I'm tired of Star Wars, and hey, peephole, or peephole. I don't know what the fuck. Jet, how you doing?
Tired of Star Wars.
It's funny that
what
you
you
say
need to realize is Star Wars is a cultural relevancy, and it makes people relevant again if they talk about it.
If they cock about it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you said
You
cock
know
about
how
it.
that whole dick.
I really would. I like your version of trying to make fun of their voices, but no one does it better than Roxanne.
I know, I'm trying to steal her
Hey
dick.
guys, I can't fucking do it. But anyways, Ganja, how you doing, man? Well, shit. What happened? Where is he, Alan?
He choked on his voice.
He choked on his aspirations.
Good
That
lord.
too.
Alan, how are you doing as we start this huge shit show that we're doing right now?
Good. I actually got a good night's sleep for the first time in 3 days.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Why is that? Anything change in your life for you to even accomplish that?
Yeah, because I just fucking decided not to go into fucking work. Not like I skipped the day. They're like, hey, you want to come in tomorrow? I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah. I mean, honesty is the first policy there. It's like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to, people. I just don't. I don't give a fuck.
I've gave you all 40 hours this week. Let me go home and sleep.
Yeah. Oh, man, you missed out on some overtime. What the fuck?
I don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I worked too many fucking hours this week. Literally what happened on Thursday is I went to see the Star Wars like 9:35. By the time we got out of it was like 12:30 something, just because of how trailers and all the IMAX shit works.
Yeah.
Then chilled with my friends for another 2 hours before I went home and woke up at 7 to go for an 8 o'clock shift.
So, I mean, obviously you probably don't have this. I mean, you know, he's in Canada, people. If you guys can't tell, I mean, he's very non-Canadian. He speaks like an American more than Americans I know. But the thing is, though, is there's these certain commercials that, I mean, because the trailers is one thing, but, like, I hate the movie or Noovie, whatever it's called. It's like the news version of some kind of, like, I don't know what the fuck it's called, but they had that in AMC theaters. But then also, too, they had these really elaborate, extravagant trailers for soda. It's like, hey, you're watching this in IMAX.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm already in IMAX. You don't have to sell IMAX to me. I know where the fuck I am. I paid the money already. Stop trying to sell me. But while you're there, they're like, hey, look at this zoom in that we have on the fucking glass cup that, by the way, we don't get to have. I have a plastic cup. You know what I mean? They show a glass cup with the soda in there, and it's like Ant-Man. It's like the camera is literally in the fucking soda, crushing against the ice and everything. It's fucking amazing. But at the same time, it's like, dude, start the goddamn movie. Like, holy shit. People are probably thinking, like, start the fucking show over here doing your...
Oh, yeah. I always go to the movie theater at least like 10 minutes late at minimum. Because I know how the commercials and the trailers work. So if the movie started at 9:35, I think by the time we walked in it was like 9:50. And we still had trailers to watch.
Yeah, man. And here's the thing, though, people. So one of the biggest things we're going to be talking about tonight, and probably going to be the main topic that we discuss in general for this entire show, is the good old Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, which is honestly one of the stupidest names I've heard in a while.
Thank God it's over.
Yeah, man. No, it's ridiculous. Because it's like, for me, thinking about Star Wars, thinking about the Rise of Skywalker, any kind of movie that has, like, The Last Knight, The Last This, The Last Jedi, all that bullshit just gets my fucking nerves. I'm like, enough of doing that. But we have one particular person here. It's not here too often, and she's here in style. Allie, you fucking nerd. How you doing?
Hello!
Straight up from witness protection.
How's everyone doing? I've been on webcam.
Let's see you finally skip that apple coat.
The apple code?
Shh, don't say that. That's why she's hiding right now.
Oh, probably, yeah. I mean, I don't even know
Where
what
the
the
fuck are you right now? Are you also in the new Christopher
I'm
Nolan
just
movie?
my window because I was gonna face towards the kitchen. That's usually where I sit, but then there's like to go
to go back there, and then the cabinet's all open, and I didn't feel like closing it. So
That is
I'm
another
just,
level of fucking like I mean, like that's laziness, like a motherfucker, man.
I just didn't want to do that right now. Okay, I was enjoying my freaking dinner.
But yeah, oh my god, Alan, that's one of the biggest typos I've ever seen in my life.
Some things never change, or
No, let me say it like I
some
said.
thing you never change.
Someone thinking they never change.
Exactly.
Julian saying, still talking over each other like the old days. Julian,
No one likes you.
yeah, well, yeah, that too. But if you guys have ever been to one of our after hours, Julian is the most talk over motherfuckers you've ever met.
He talked over me as we were talking about this, just to himself.
Fucking Julian, I swear. Julian, I gotta tell you, dude, you're like one of the most easy to hate people I've ever met in my life. But yeah, he does have a point. We do talk over each other quite a bit, but it is what it is. Here's the thing, though. Allie being here, I'm gonna ask you, going into Rise of Skywalker, we're not gonna talk about it right now, but I'm just curious. Did you have high expectations for this at all? Were you kind of like, dude, trash?
Oh no.
No.
No,
Why is that?
I didn't have any expectation. Well, I mean, I saw episode 8. And
Yeah.
then also, like, episode 7, sure, it was good, but it was just a rehash of 4. So I wasn't expecting anything in 9. I just thought maybe it was going to be a little bit more of a consistent story than 8 was, but otherwise I didn't think, like, that would change my whole perspective of the whole new trilogy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me too. I mean, because Last Jedi, I didn't hate it as much as everybody else did, but it was some fucking garbage. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The internet's going crazy over that. The internet's going over The Witcher. They're arguing about that constantly too. Like, yo, it's the best movie ever. No, it's the worst movie ever. It's like, Jesus Christ, y'all. Like, or worst show ever.
Yeah, people are. It's weird with The Witcher. People are like, it's so fucking boring, but people are like, well, just wait an episode or two. It actually gets really good. And they're like, oh, it's not the new Game of Thrones. I'm like, do y'all remember the first episode of Game of Thrones? The first episode of Game of Thrones is boring as fuck, except for the last 5 minutes in which there's incest and child murder. Like, it's really a boring. Honestly, the first season of Game of Thrones really isn't that good. It doesn't really start getting good till maybe like the end of season 1, and then it starts to get better in season 2, and it builds until season 4. That's when everyone's like, okay, this is the fucking best show ever.
Yeah. No, so that's one of the weird things for me. It's just like I don't really know, what's even real anymore as far as reactions, because I feel like everyone's trying to have a certain reaction that people would probably expect or even look upon as being the, reaction you're supposed to have. So, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Everyone wants everyone. Hey, look at me. I either like or don't like Star Wars.
But really quick, I'm just gonna try one more time because I'm basically just stalling before you get into topics right now. But Mr. Ganja, can I hear you again? Can you say something, sir? Yeah, so it ain't gonna work out.
Yeah, I know this Wi-Fi fucking sucks.
Damn
Okay,
it, Ganja.
there we go.
Let's do the review right now, Ganja. 30 seconds. Flat, go.
Okay, I can do it real quick. All right, it was average storytelling. It was basic to me. There was nothing really original. They took, again, like Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. It was just rehash of those shit to the point that the bad guy was someone from the original series. I'm not gonna spoil it, but y'all know who it is. Honestly, 2 out of 5 at best. Honestly, I think Phantom Menace was better than this. Anyways, y'all out.
All right. Well, awesome, man. Thank you very much for that. And hopefully the internet starts working out, whatever, if I can come back in and chill with us, all that good jazz. But thank you very much. Now, we'll talk about Star Wars way more later on. We're going to do a full-on review and maybe even spoiler talk later, but we'll see about that shit. If there's people in there that want to join us, Julian, if you do want to come in, I'll bring you on like the last fucking 5 minutes because I ain't here going to argue with your asshole fucking
Look,
night.
we'll do what we did. We'll do what the Skywalker did with Lando. You'll pop in, you'll say hi, and then the movie forget you exist.
And he'll be a space ghost. But no, man, we'll do that. And then I think Hobie going to come in too, so we'll bring you on towards the end as well because you and Alan got some beef about Star Wars, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that fucking plays out. So yeah, Julian's like, I'll be the best part. I don't think so, but we'll see what happens with that.
Sure. Whatever. You know what? Whatever lets you sleep at night.
But as I was looking through topics and whatnot too, one of the things that came up, and it's funny because you brought this to my attention as well, Alan, about Quentin Tarantino saying that he might not have the Star Trek movie after all, it might not happen. And as I was looking for this, Star Wars has taken over so much over like the internet that the first thing I see about Quentin Tarantino is Star Wars shit. He's not even slightly connected with Star Wars. But I'm looking over here, and yeah, that news is actually correct about him. Apparently, he might not be able to do Star Trek. Now, for you, man, I know you're not. None of us are Star Trek fans in this fucking call at all. Allie's not. Jet's not. I'm not. It is the way
You
it is.
don't know me.
Jet, I know you're not. If you're a Star Trek fan, that would be the biggest fucking plot twist I've ever had to endure in my life.
I watch Star Trek.
Okay, and what was your opinion on Star Trek?
It's okay. It was enjoyable.
Bullshit. Are you for real?
I actually only watched like one season on Netflix. It was the one with damn, what's his name? Was it?
The guy,
Cart?
Mr. X, basically,
No,
or not Mr. X, Professor X.
Mr.
Yeah,
X.
Professor X.
Okay,
Mr.
yeah.
X.
Yeah,
She's like, I don't remember a dude in a trench coat that's like 8 feet tall.
I know he's just chasing people from Resident Evil to fucking Star Trek. I don't know. No, but it's something Stewart. I forgot his fucking name. Patrick Stewart. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. For one, too, he was born in fucking Star Trek, and I feel like he was born in X-Men too. I mean, it is what it is. Like, oh, I'm on the wheelchair. I'm like, okay, awesome, dude. You can read minds. Which is something that doesn't really happen on screen. It's like I just gotta pretend. But as far as Star Trek and Quentin Tarantino goes, Allie, where's your opinion on Quentin Tarantino?
I think he's okay. I think that I like Pulp Fiction, and Inglourious Bastards, but I'm not really a fan of him just because I feel like I don't know, it's just his style isn't really always something I go towards. Like, it might be a little bit too violent at times, but the N-word, random, like, just so many times. I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was actually really curious to see that. But I didn't get a chance to. I still want to, though. I'll probably see it soon. But I don't know if that is any different than like his other movies he's made recently. But I'm just not really. It just feels too much kind of like he's borrowing from so many other people.
Yeah. The spaghetti westerns and whatnot too, and
yeah,
even
like,
modern guys.
Exactly. So he's okay, but I'm not really that much into his films other than the ones I mentioned.
Yeah, because my whole thing with Quentin Tarantino is I feel like sometimes someone can be so popular they become a character of themselves or caricature of themselves. And I think Tarantino is almost like parodying himself. Like, hey guys, I'm Tarantino, I'm a fan of myself, and you guys expect some fucking crazy bullshit, so I'm going to just lose my fucking mind for all of you. And it's like, dude, yeah, you don't have to do it every single time. Like, Once Upon a Time, I'm not going to be here talking shit about it because people are going to get pissed off with me. But I just got to say, like, that movie was basically a cartoon, and it was based loosely on something that was very, very serious. It could have been really eye-opening for theaters and people that are not really used to extreme violence and realistic violence. And it was silly, man. And everything he does is almost silly. He's just trying to fucking entertain himself. I'm like, I'm sick of seeing somebody mentally masturbate for fucking 3 hours. Like, it gets old after a while. But Jet, like, in Quentin Tarantino in general, Jet, what are you feeling about this guy? And did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood completely fuck up your idea of who Tarantino is?
Here's the thing. I actually like quite a few Quentin Tarantino movies, like Kill Bill, fucking Reservoir Dogs. Shit. What else did he do?
He did a lot.
Actually, I didn't really care for The Hateful Eight.
Aw.
Yeah.
Sin City, I didn't like. Yeah, he's okay.
Even on the stuff
But
that
it's
you
just,
don't
like, I don't like that whole like his movies being so dialogue heavy. Like, that dialogue he has going on has to be really interesting for it to be 3 whole hours of me just sitting there just pretending like I'm in a conversation that I don't care about.
Yeah, because my whole thing is like, and this is a bigger question that I'm going to ask all of you guys again, but I'll ask Alan first, is like, when it comes to Tarantino, do you feel like even in movies that you don't necessarily like, there's still something in there that's like, ooh, you know what? Like, this guy's pretty fucking talented, whether I'm enjoying this or not, and I would like to see him work on more shit. Like, did you ever feel that way, Alan, about any of this stuff?
I, for the most part, except for there's only 2 Quentin Tarantino movies I don't like. One of which is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because it just felt like it was. I didn't give a fuck, and it felt like it was just him jacking off about how much he enjoys the fucking aesthetics of old Hollywood, and I just didn't give a fuck. And the other one is Pulp Fiction, because I just don't like non-linear narratives. I think non-linear narratives are just, for me, it's just nothing I like. But some of the movies that I do fucking like Inglourious Basterds, is probably one of my favorite movies by him. And he's able to kind of he's very cartoony. He does live action cartoons.
Yeah.
Where a lot of his stuff, he doesn't really know how to do anything serious, because he's doing World War I shit, but it's essentially, the plan is cartoony. Everyone's over the top. But when he gets good actors and good roles, he's able to really get the most out of them. Like Christoph Waltz as the Nazi general is like some of the best parts of that fucking movie. I don't know if he could do Star Trek, because I think Star Trek is very restrained. It's very not down to earth, but they try their best to be as realistic as they can. And they're basically philosophy classes as movies and television show. So I see that he might be able to add as far as a script editor. Like, he could probably punch up a script and get 2 conversations to go really, really well. But at the end of the day, I just don't think he would ever fit with the aesthetics that is Star Trek. So I'm not surprised they didn't fucking have him in there because I'm like the crazy bullshit he would do. It's like that would barely fit Star Wars.
N-word in space.
Yeah.
That's what the fucking people were always making the joke, but it's like people keep making that joke so much. He's just gonna do a whole movie where he does that, like with the feet thing. Like, yeah, he put feet in all of his movies, but like he just fucking went crazy.
By the way,
in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You also reminded me. I also did not like Inglourious Bastards either.
I loved Inglourious Bastards. That's such a
So
great fucking movie.
I actually dislike more of his movies than I actually like.
Yeah, no, and people are saying ads. Yeah, so these things will have ads. We finally got the ability to do that. And if
are we getting paid?
Well, yeah. Like, I mean, what do you think an ad is?
Yeah, motherfucker, they throw ads on bullshit. I want to make sure that money's going to my pocket.
God, you're like, where's our Coke money? I got you, bro. I'll send you 10 cents tomorrow, which will be 50% of what we're getting here. I think. I don't know, man. Like, it's one of those things where I guess Twitch is changing the thing for us to have like, because we're affiliate, but affiliates didn't get shit before. You couldn't do an ad. You couldn't do fucking anything basically. And yeah, I'm glad that Twitch is actually making a move to doing stuff like that too. They're doing that a lot with Double Toasted. So yeah, Twitch is pretty much the place to be, guys. But obviously, you know, like if you guys don't mind watching on YouTube, that'd be great.
But don't make it too popular, or the exact same thing that happened to YouTube will happen here.
Yeah. No shit. I'm actually worried about that. Like, is Twitch gonna be?
Remember, like it, but not too much.
Yeah, you know, like, because before Twitch was crazy too. With Justin TV, you get to put like anything on there. You can put porn on there and shit. They wouldn't care. Now it's like, oh, hey, hold on, money's involved. We'll fuck with you guys.
As soon as money's involved, people want a piece of it, and as soon as Twitch doesn't want to pay 18,000 different people, they're like, we want to make sure we can actually make some money. That's when the rules come in.
Yeah, and to say fuck you to the entire Tarantino aspect of what were you saying, Jet?
So here's the thing, like you guys mentioned YouTube just a second ago. I got something to say to fucking YouTube with their fucking bullshit.
What happened?
So when I'm at work and shit, I sometimes put on a little like playlist or whatever that I create or whatever on YouTube.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I usually don't mind the fucking ads. Yeah, okay, like 2, like 10, like 15-second ads. I don't care, whatever. These motherfuckers have the nerve to really put in 3 ads and then pretend like the first ad didn't fucking play. I know you're playing 3 fucking ads. I know you are. And because I can't actually have my phone out, I gotta pretend like I'm looking to go get my lip gloss and shit from my purse to try to press the skip button because I know you guys keep playing 2-minute ads and then you play another one afterward. You guys are playing 3 fucking ads and think I don't fucking notice.
No. You know what YouTube does? Because I'll be like watching videos and stuff when I'm doing stuff on my iPad. What they do is they give you the option to skip the first ad, but if you don't catch that skip button before the ad ends, then you gotta watch 2 more. It's like, lose you lose. Now you gotta watch these ads too.
Yeah, and they're taking advantage of the fact that you're probably just leaving this in the background. So like, hey, you didn't watch the thing. It's fucking bullshit. By the way, I just want to say really quick, Allie, your background, it's like Chris Stuckman's background, but without the lights. Do you watch Chris Stuckman?
Yeah, I haven't watched any of his recent stuff though, so I don't know if he changed the background. But I'm sorry.
That's a good thing. But it's just funny because I'm just like this whole time, like, what the fuck does her background remind me of? I'm like, oh yeah, Chris Stuckman, because he's basically sitting in the corner. And I was gonna steal that idea from my room when I put my camera on eventually, but yeah, you just stole it. So thank you, asshole. And I was gonna say like to say fuck you to the whole Tarantino thing because people Star Trek ain't happening. Oh well, who gives a fuck? But. Why haven't you made the switch to Twitch, by the way, Allie? Like, as far as, like, you know, you did the YouTube band pictures thing, like, you know, you could probably do that whole, like, playthrough shit, like, and stick with it, like, on Twitch, like, the whole time.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a powerful enough computer to do, like, a playthrough and also stream at the same time. It's not really meant for that. So, I mean, when I was really prevalent on YouTube, I didn't really do a lot of live shows anyway. It really just was like shooting something with my camera and then editing it and putting it and uploading it. So Twitch is not really something that I was ever really interested in because I just never used the live feature on YouTube. So that's just me.
Does it ever make you, like, when you see Twitch blow up the way it has and Double Toasted being on Twitch, etc., does it ever make you feel like, you know what, maybe I'm a little enticed to come back to doing some kind of content for something because, you know, Twitch is like the new big thing. It's very accessible for everybody.
Well, I mean, the amount of money people make on Twitch doing basically nothing, that is what I'm like, dang, I missed out. But
because you could just like do that shit where like you eat like chopstick food or whatever the fuck, and it's just like, oh, like
Chinese food,
SMR or whatever.
Yeah,
Chopstick food.
I meant to say like chopstickable food, like stuff that you can use to eat with.
Chopstickable.
That has to be that's a phrase.
No,
that's a
it's
term
not.
You can use.
No.
Anything
No.
can be eaten with a chopstick if you're brave enough.
Oh, see, why'd you have to like more stupid, my stupid? What the hell is your problem? God
Nobody
damn
can
it.
out-stupid you. You're the master.
You're wearing a Christmas hat. Like, yeah.
It's fucking Christmas season.
I know, but like, you're a grown man. You're wearing a Christmas hat. Like, you got too much like
It's a
facial
Christmas
hair.
season. Sorry for being festive, yes. Fucking Grinch.
Julian's basically chopstick food. Nick, what the fuck? What the fuck, dude? Chopstick food. Come on, shut up. But anyways, here's the thing though. And by the way, every time I try to do Julian's fucking voice, like my shit almost just fucks up. I can't do it. It's hard.
Did I sound racist?
I think he's saying I sound racist. Because the chopstick food, like, I don't know, man. Like, but like then again too, like Chinese food can also be Japanese food too. Like, there's other like cultures in Asia that use the chopsticks. Like, you know what I mean, right?
Just move on.
Can't you do that though? Like, I'm not wrong here. Like,
You're not wrong
I
here, but
mean,
you'll find a way to be wrong.
I eat salad with chopsticks.
yeah.
Okay, you weeb.
Oh no.
I'm not a weeb. It just I just can pick up the lettuce easier with the chopsticks than a fork.
So if I say that too, if I say
I
like,
just always slipped out of the fork when I.
How does it slip out of the fork? Just
Well, I
stab
can
it. It's
never
not
get,
that
like,
difficult.
I can never get like the lettuce that's like at the bottom, and you know how the like dressing is kind of like drenched
Use
it,
a
so it's just
spoon.
kind of sticking on the plate. Why would I use a spoon to eat
You're gonna use a
salad?
chopstick to eat a salad, but you're looking at me crazy because I said use a spoon.
Chopsticks are so. Plus, it's actually better for your digestive system because you have to eat a little bit more slowly. I am a fast eater, which is awful for your digestive system. So actually, eating chopsticks is more beneficial
Why not
for
just
my
eat
body.
with your face and
than-
just bob your head up and down like a chicken? That'll
That's
slow
why they're
down
in
your
shape.
fucking eating.
I know, like,
Better
I
for you because
try
you
to
eat
eat
slower. Then eat
salad with
slower
my
with a
chopstick.
fork.
dude, I'm gonna lose so much weight. I'm gonna eat with my foot. And I'll get so tired by halfway through and be like, man, fuck it, dude. I want to eat more. No, but I get it. Jen, I'm gonna ask you too, really quick, because you're so fucking weird, especially when it comes to food. Do you eat anything with chopsticks?
I can't pick up chopsticks.
See, there we
Fingers
go.
too long.
Yeah, no, just and here's the thing too. I can imagine you getting frustrated as fuck with chopsticks, because already the way you eat, just with like modern day. I want to say modern because I'm saying Chinese. China is not modern. Fuck, sorry everybody who's not Chinese.
Well,
But
technically,
yeah, I don't know.
but
But
say Western utensils.
there we go. Yeah, like you know, she's already like so slow eating her shit like with that. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, with chopsticks that would.
Well, I'm not
you
gonna
wouldn't finish.
scarf the fucking food down my throat.
Not that.
Yeah, but like you have like there's shit that you can eat within 20 minutes, and you make that shit last like 5 days. Way past this fucking like point of being actually good food.
Yeah, I don't have to buy groceries as often.
Yeah, but then like you're gonna have stomach problems because you're eating a bunch of shells slow. You're gonna get all fucked up. Like
I don't get stomach problems
Yes, you do.
until my time of the month.
okay, well shit. But here's the thing though. Twitch, thank you very much. Or
Jesus Christ! Double Toasted is rating on a party of 61.
Yeah, it's like, so thank you guys for everyone just jumping in here. You guys probably, I'm just going to say this really quick because I'm pretty sure you're still watching. Double Toasted people, hey, how you guys doing? Probably remember my voice and this background. We usually do the Double Toasted pre-show, and we always hang out with you guys before these shows. So thank y'all for being here. And here's the thing, we're not going to be ending because Corey's going to be starting or something because you are with us now. So hang out, it'll be cool. But hey, if you guys hate me, we'll just talk shit to me tomorrow on the pre-show. Now, with that good stuff said, we'll get out the whole Quentin Tarantino of it all. But one thing I want to talk about big time is Star Wars Mandalorian Episode 7. I gotta tell you, dude, this, ever since Episode 6, with Bill Burr and everybody being in it, I've been hyped again. I'm like, yes, my faith is right back into Star Wars Mandalorian. I'm fucking happy. I'm fucking excited. It's gonna be great, right? I gotta tell you, it's still cool, but I don't know where the fuck they're going for Episode 8, and I think that's the last episode, correct, Alan?
Yeah, episode 8 is the last episode.
Yeah, episode is the last episode?
Episode 8.
There we go.
Fucker.
Because it sounds like you just said episode.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying, man, because this is what I've been waiting for like at this point almost 4 episodes. Because the first 3 episodes is like, okay, we're dealing with plot, we got ideas, we know where we're going. And then it just takes a break for 3 fucking episodes to just kind of go gallivanting across the fucking galaxy. And then episode 7 comes in like, no, we're gonna bring back every single person that's been in the show. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna go do some cool shit. oh shit fucked up super hard. There's like 100 stormtroopers on screen. We got cool looking stormtrooper. We have some motherfucker that looks like Darth Vader walking up. And then the episode ends. I'm like, no, I need to fucking see the next episode because that was a fucking brilliant setup for the last episode.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. And the thing is, there were certain things that I was expecting to be on here. Like, I thought Bill Burr and those guys are going to come back somehow. I thought maybe some of the people that the Mandalorian helped out, like on episode 3, they were going to come back at some point. But instead of getting that stuff, like, I'm seeing a little bit of a redemption story with, what's the main guy? You know, Dylan from fucking Predator. What's his name?
You son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't know his name, but yeah.
Carl Weathers.
That guy. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I thought there was going to be some kind of, you know, I mean, I didn't know we were going to get like a redemption story somewhat with him. Granted, he still has villainous reasons as to why he's kind of like changing his whole.
He's less of a villain and more of just like he just wants to get paid at the end of the day.
Yeah. But Allie, I'm gonna ask you really quick. Are you even caught up with the whole Mandalorian thing?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So what do you think about episode 7?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was like I was fully engaged. I felt like okay. So the last one was pretty good too. I just feel like sometimes it's hit or miss with some parts of the story, but that one I was like, ooh, I was on the edge of my seat, like, you know, like, and at the end I was just like, and then it like credits, and I'm like, no, I need to see the next one. I hate them.
Yeah, man. No, because I had such a good she was like, is that an Arnold impersonation? Yeah, it was pretty bad. Jet, you have always not always, but you've somewhat disagreed with me and me talking shit about the middle of the season. So how did you feel about the last 2 episodes, especially this one? Like, what are you thinking about
I didn't disagree with you. I thought those were like the weakest.
Okay,
but what we did disagree on was like I thought 4 was worse than 5.
Okay, yeah, but I remember I could have sworn that you were like, man, you're going a little too hard on this Diaz. I'm like, what the fuck? But no, as far as that goes though, yeah. So you know, as far as like elaborating on it, like, what did this episode do and the last one do that kind of like, you know, not mirrored but did the opposite of for like the shitty part of the season?
It brought back interesting characters. I'm always one for like group things, like whenever they bring back characters and they're actually doing stuff as a group, that always catches my attention.
I almost don't like that too much because of the fact that, like, I mean, it can be cool. I'm not saying it's bad all the time, but I think that Mandalorian is one of these characters that, you know, when they're solo and they're doing a bunch of badass shit, it's just good to kind of stick with that because that's his whole character. He's very stubborn in a sense. You know, people are like, hey, you should pull the mask off, or hey, do this, or hey, don't you care about this, whatever. And he's almost like reluctantly taking care of the kid or the child because he's so like that rebellious, lonesome badass. So when he's with people, I'm kind of like, this is very outside of who the Mandalorian is as far as what they're telling us who he is. I thought he was...
Is he though? Because I didn't really get the whole like he's like a loner from the first episode. I mean, I know they tried to like push him off as that, but near like the end of the first episode, he didn't really give that off.
He always comes across as somebody that just uses whatever tools are around him, whatever guns, whatever people are around him to get whatever task he wants done. So he knows coming back to the world, it's like, yeah, if there's 4 people, he might be able to fend them off, but there's probably going to be more. Like, he probably had an idea that there's going to be more. I don't think he thought there's going to be an army waiting for him. But it's like the last time he was here, he had to have a giant shootout and barely fucking survived. So it's like, you know what? This time I'm going to bring a couple more people I actually trust and help me out, and didn't ask for anything afterwards. So I'm like, it makes sense. He's using whatever people are around to accomplish his goal.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We're going to be a little bit spoiler heavy here because there is certain things I have to discuss that are definitely going to give away, like the things that are kind of like...
pour one out, man.
Yeah. So, well, here's the thing. I don't think he's particularly gone. But yeah, people, 3, 2, 1, spoiler time. Fuck you if you're still here. Baby Yoda, first of all, what do you think about his powers being more revealed this time? I'm going to start with you, Jet.
I love him.
Yeah, he's adorable and everything, and I was getting sick of him, but like anytime he's actually doing some type of stuff, I'm like, you know what, that's cool. I'm glad that you're at least showing that he's more important than just being a cutesy character. Do you love him just because he's cute, or do you like the other shit that he's pulling off too? Like, what do you feel about that as far as all that stuff goes, Jet?
No, both. It's like a package. He's cute and he's useful.
Okay. Alan, how about you, man?
I never understood the cuteness appeal. I never got why the whole internet fell in love with him. I'm not saying I hate Baby Yoda. Well, Baby Yoda is an interesting plot device that I'm not quite sure exactly what the payoff's going to be, but I'm just kind of curious to see what this character could do. I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's so like the memes are funny. I think that's probably one of the best things that come out of it. But it's just a child. It's like
why,
there's nothing
why
to
do you
it.
hate babies?
I don't hate Baby Yoda.
Why do you hate babies?
I don't hate babies.
Why do you hate babies?
I just not in love with it like the internet is, and I'm like, I guess he's kind of cute, but that's literally about it. I'm like, I don't get how he exploded onto the scene. But as far as his usefulness in the episode, I don't even think it honestly feels like they don't even know what they want to do with him. Like, well, he's a powerful force user to a certain degree. Clearly has no idea what the fuck he's doing, but he's powerful. So it's like, okay, he looks at something and he wants to do it. He sees somebody hurt, I can help the hurt. He sees someone about to get hit, I can stop the hit. Like, that's why he's trying to, help Mando against the fucking, like in the arm wrestle when he was losing and he force chokes her because like I'm trying to help. So I get that like, oh, he has some cool power. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I don't know if they're just gonna forget about him or move on.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, I agree with you in that sense, and I feel like sometimes they don't know what to do with him. But at the same time, it's like they're not supposed to kind of show their hand as far as this goes too, because Baby Yoda, every time when he's on, they're playing like cutesy little sounds that he's making. They have like a little like comedic music in the background, like boo doop doop doop. It's so light and everything. And then like he just does something like, holy shit, you're frightening. Like, oh my god, I do not want to piss off Baby Yoda. He'll fuck me up.
Yeah, but like, what are they gonna like? What are they gonna do with him? It's just like it feels like he just kind of is there until he's not.
Is that
it's like, oh hey, the Baby Yoda segment of the show.
Do you think that's a complaint that you'd have too, Allie, or are you loving Baby Yoda right now?
I love Baby Yoda.
Oh shit, I hit the wrong thing here. But yeah, as far as these episodes go, what are you thinking about everything right now? I mean, are you getting kind of sick of the show? Is the length of the show lasting kind of like tiring you out a little bit, or what are you feeling about it?
No, I don't feel tired at all. I feel like the episodes are too short. I wanted it to be longer.
Yeah.
But no, I think I wouldn't say though like it's something that's like, oh my god, you have to see this now. Like, put everything down, stop what you're doing. You need to watch Mandalorian. Like, I don't feel like it's that. But it's really interesting, and it's something that is kind of a story that we haven't really seen. I do wish though that it had a more, I don't know, the story would be a little bit more not straightforward, but just like a more main story. Because it just feels very episodic for the most part. This one, the last one, was really the one that kind of brought things back. But a lot of times they just kind of like have fillers, and I don't feel like those episodes are nearly as interesting as the main story that they're kind of coming back to. So that's kind of how I feel. But like I really enjoy it, and I have to like watch it within the first day or second day that it's released. Also my coworkers talk about it, and there's that. So
yeah, that's one thing that you can't help but have to watch it right away, because that shit would just destroy the whole magic of everything. Julian's saying the fact that it's a 50-year-old child, it's kind of an important detail, and I agree with that.
Who cares?
But well, I mean, no, I think that's important. Star Wars
Is
does.
it so?
Well, I mean, I'm about to tell you.
Oh,
God damn.
my bad.
No, but like, no, I think that's important detail, because there's lots of Star Wars shit. Like, for instance, like, there's so many things, and I know that I might piss off Allie, and I might piss off Hovig, who's going to join us a little bit. So, sorry, guys, ahead of time. But, like, Star Wars, the biggest thing I've had an issue with every fucking thing, the show, the cartoons, the fucking everything, is they say shit, they say words, and they're like, hey, but I don't understand how it works. No one knows. So, when we do some dumb shit and it doesn't make sense, it's okay because it's magic. Ooh. And Star Wars does that for everything for 30 fucking or 40 years now. So I like that they're kind of explaining certain things, like, yeah, he's 50 years old. Maybe we're going to learn something about Yoda's species, that, yeah, they're able to do this shit. Like, we didn't have to know he's 50 years old. They're telling us for a reason. They're going to explain something soon.
No, they're telling us for why the freaking...
When did they tell us he was 50?
The first episode. Yeah, because...
Dang, I missed that.
Actually, no. Actually, it was the second episode, because when he brings Yoda over there, he's like, hey, why do you care about this fucking child or this thing? Because technically it's a bounty. And they were actually...
It was the first episode.
Because remember with the robot, and he was just like, "What? That's a 50-year-old person? Yeah, some species age differently, and blah blah blah."
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that particular artificial intelligence was there to kill it. So it's like, okay, there's something way more grandeur than just like, oh, it's just a poor thing by itself. It's like, no, there's something to this, and it ain't gonna be cute.
But my issue is I've seen like what 6.5, if you do the math, 6 hours ish of television. And I don't know anything more than I knew prior, besides the fact that this thing's a Force user. And it's like, I don't care about Baby Yoda. I'm not saying Baby Yoda needs to leave, but it's like, I'm just more interested in whatever the end goal of the show is than the actual character of Baby Yoda. I'm more interested what the Mandalorian feels as a result of dealing with Baby Yoda. That to me is more interesting than the actual character of Baby Yoda. To me, the character of Baby Yoda is just character development for another character.
No, see, and I agree with that too, and I think that's cool. But one of the things that you said that I always complain about as far as the other spectrum of some of these shows and what people expect is, I don't want this to be a thing. You're like, oh well, what I want to see is them like have an ending in place, and that they're going to lead to that ending. Because sometimes what people plan is not what people want to see. Like people always say about Walking Dead, just end already. You guys don't have a plan to end. It's like, well, yeah, because if you guys don't like where they're going, they want to like course correct.
Fuck that shit. I'm sorry, course correcting.
Look at Game of Thrones and how bad that did. They had their
yeah,
ending in
because they
place.
course
Corrected.
corrected.
No, I think that there was certain plans in place because they wanted to divert what people expected from the books. So you guys got all mad, and the thing is, the season was already ready to like. They made up their mind. If you didn't like where they're going after season 7, you were going to be upset. There was no way around it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the issue with Game of Thrones is that, you know, sometimes you should base things off of what people like Luke Cage. They already made up their mind about what season 2 is going to be, and a little bit of what season 1 is too. And it's like they're still stuck in blaxploitation mode, and they're still stuck in like, let's just be crazy. You should have changed it. You should have like said, hey, people said this, so let's fuck around with it. You know?
I don't think that you should ever necessarily course correct because there's always gonna be things people like and people don't like. But the idea of trying to sit there and trying to cater to the whims of the people, that actually has ruined a lot of shows. That actually ended up happening with fucking Arrow, where they killed off certain characters because because people liked the romance between these two characters, so they killed off a character, and just it almost ruined the show for several seasons. Course correcting doesn't always work. That would not have saved Game of Thrones, because nobody could have a consensus of what the fuck's going on. So what did they do? They basically went to the author and said, how would you end it? And because they're shitty writers, just fucking ran to the fucking finish line and didn't give a shit. When it comes to The Mandalorian, just like how fucking Watchmen was fucking 9 episodes, and they said it from the very beginning, we have literally no plans for season 2. If it happens, it won't be from us. We're just gonna do fucking 10 episodes or 9 episodes. Here's our fucking story. They tell a story and it nailed every single thing it wanted to nail. I want that for The Mandalorian. Even if it's only 2 or 3 seasons, have an idea of where you're going. That's what I'm curious about. This Baby Yoda character, I couldn't fucking care less. I want to know what your plan is, and that's what's been frustrating me with the season. Of people praising it when it's like, I really just think this is a mediocre product that has gems in it.
And really quick, I want to ask Allie, what is your thoughts on TV shows like that too? By the way, like, do you prefer them to kind of have their like end game already set, or do you like it when they kind of course correct and change things up as they kind of move along with the seasons and everything?
I don't like when they just randomly change things, because that's when begin to get stuff starts to become like convoluted, and things start not making sense, especially if they like do something in the beginning and then they're like, oh well, this idea is really cool, let's do this, and it's like, wait, but that, like, you did this in the beginning, like you're kind of messing up either like a character or like another story that's happening. And I haven't really seen anything personally that I feel like that's worked. Game of Thrones. You know, like as soon as there are no more books, okay, well, let's just do whatever we want, or what we feel is best. And like that didn't work out. Like, it's better to have, I think, a set story in place, and it's just let it end when it needs to end. Not everything has to go on for 50 million seasons just because it's popular. I think it has much more of a long-term significance, and just, I think people will appreciate it more when when it's all thought out, and I think it'll be much more memorable when it's all thought out. But just kind of being like, oh, let's just work as we go, I don't think that has proven to be a really successful way of creating like a show, because I just think when they start running out of ideas, and then they keep going, like that's when really good shows start to fall off. So honestly, ultimately, I think they should say like, okay, we're gonna have like 3 seasons, and work within that amount of time, and then we know we're 100% ending here. So it's like kind of just writing as you go. If you're like making a movie, like that just doesn't work.
That would be silly. Yeah, if in that context, that would be like, oh fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if your ending sucks, at least have a fucking ending that you want to get to. That way you're not just making things up.
Oh no, his internet fucked up.
The fucking cap with the Walking Dead comic.
Yeah, I know. At first,
You're back.
Yeah, you're back now. Yeah, I fucked up for a second. But here's the thing, though. Jay, I was gonna ask you, like, where's your thoughts on how TV shows are done? Because you watch so much fucking anime. It's like, I don't even know how you even keep track with everything and stay with everything. Do you prefer when they have their plans kind of like already set, or do you like it when they kind of course correct and change things as they progress along the seasons?
So here's the thing. When it comes to writing, one of the most important details is always have your ending written out. Always know how your series is going to end.
Mm-hmm.
With this show in particular, they're definitely not going to end at season 1. There's no fucking way.
Yeah. No,
That's why I can't really be mad at how season 1 is going. Like, it is basically like run of the mill like stuff. But I feel like this season is basically just getting together a crew and seeing like what dangers Baby Yoda actually can get into.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at it.
It's one of those things too, where it's just like I enjoy what they're doing right now, and they already said they're going to be doing season 2, so that's fine. But I think they fully knew that was going to happen, and they're like, here's the thing too, because there's certain things I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be slightly connected to this thing and that thing, whatever. But for the most part, especially from like the first couple episodes, I noticed is that this is so removed from the rest of the series that they have so much surface room to make this about anything. Like, to be honest, do they even have to stick with this particular Mandalorian character, or can they like pick somebody else who's kind of just like him? Like,
I'm not sure what they're going for. It feels like they're trying to establish a universe. I think what it is with this season, they're trying to establish a universe of Star Wars that is so far outside of what we know about Star Wars that they can do essentially whatever they want. This is just a bounty hunter story. This is a Western, essentially. So I think what it is they're keeping Baby Yoda around as a Force user, as a kind of way, as a paperweight to be like, okay, can we actually have a story outside the Star Wars universe that people still want to watch but isn't directly connected to it? I think season 2, he's just gonna go off and do his own adventures. He's gonna get roped into some other. It's gonna honestly be like Punisher, where the first season he's kind of roped into some bullshit and just stuck around, and the second season he gets roped into some more bullshit. Like, I guarantee you, season 2, it's like the ending of this season is gonna be he's on the run and he has to go like do other missions to try to stop this shit.
yeah, I'm kind of just saying this weak Wi-Fi is stealing the show. I'm going to read the chat real quick while I did this ad. Julian says that Baby Yoda is what is holding this togetherness. I don't think that's the case. I don't feel like the Baby Yoda thing is really like...
He's a pretty big part of it to why so many people are watching.
I disagree. I think that the reason people are talking about it way more is because Baby Yoda's cuteness and the memes that come from it. But I think people are coming back for the actual content of the show.
Yeah, Baby Yoda's still a big part of it because, like, if you remove Baby Yoda, it's still kind of just okay.
Yeah.
It's still good, but it's just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even okay is fine with me because okay is so much better than what I'm used to. You know what I mean? Like, it's just with Star Wars, I'm so mad all the time, except for Force Awakens, that I'm kind of like, okay is incredible, especially if we're really going to make this character important. Because right now, I think that Mandalorian, this show's been stolen from him with people like, and I mean, I'm saying this as a fan, by the way, so don't worry, people, I'm not going to, like, hide that, but Bill Burr, him and his friends that are with him, I fucking love those characters. That MMA wrestler chick that's always with him, that she was in this episode, that she was arm wrestling, I love her. She's great. Gina, what's her name?
Gina Carano, I think.
Yeah, she's fucking awesome. And she beats Mandalorian's ass, by the way. He has flamethrowers in his hand, but she beat the fuck out of him in that one episode. That was awesome.
Well, it's a show that he's not invincible, that there are people that can fight him. His weapons help him give him an edge, which is good.
Yeah, so it's just like, there's other characters that I like more. I mean, to be honest, as far as backstories go, I want to know more about like Carl Weathers and why he's stuck, delegating these tasks to people and all this shit. Like, to be honest, I think there's a way more story that we're gonna get from him. And then the biggest thing, you said rest in peace earlier when we first started this whole segment. Yeah, he has spoken, and his ass is gone.
I have spoken for the last time.
Sad. That
Okay.
was so sad. I was like, no.
Not the I have
was like,
spoken.
You're almost there. You're almost there. You can make it. I'm like, damn, he's not gonna make it though.
So, do you think for sure he didn't make it? I think he's still alive.
Dude, that dude got hit in the back, and his back
He was
smoking.
dead.
He's the fucking
He's
First
dead.
Order stormtroopers don't fuck around. Like, every single person that's been hit, except for the Mandalorian, everyone that's been hit by a fucking laser in this show has died.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Like, that's going to trigger something with the robot because he's still on the ship.
Oh, you're right. Isn't that guy
Right.
working on him and making him act a certain way?
Mhm, He died right there by the ship.
No, what's gonna end up happening is it'd be like, I need a new master. You're my new master. Get the fuck away from me. I need a new master. It'd be like, you know what? Just because you're the last thing of that guy, I'll tolerate you. Like, that's probably what's gonna end up happening.
Yeah.
I think it might be, what if like his programming, like that he programmed to be, is like he's back to his original self.
Yeah, you're
You know
right.
what I mean?
What if it like rolled back? Like even rolled
I-
by the
Yeah,
premise.
like, he's like, man, didn't you like shoot me in the head? You know?
Bygones
That's
with
me.
bygones.
Yeah, man, and he was one of my favorite my favorite characters in that first episode too. Like the way he comes in, and he's just like, "Gonna commit suicide, gonna commit suicide." It's like, holy shit, don't like
Stop trying to kill yourself.
Yeah, I love that, and it was one of the more action-packed scenes of the entire like show so far. So I love that shit too. But yeah, man, I didn't even think about that robot. That was actually really good, Jet. But yeah, as far as that character, like I'm gonna ask Jet now because Allie says like, oh, no, he's dead. Alan, you said that you think he's pretty much dead because everyone who's just been getting hit with these lasers are fucked. So Jet, do you think he's alive or dead?
See, that's hard to say because that character has a lot of fucking potential. And, like, we still don't know his complete backstory. I'm pretty sure he has, like, he's basically been alive for, like he said in the episode, like, 3 of that one girl's lifetimes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much you could actually do with him that killing him off would be really, really fucking sad. But at the same time, you're missing an opportunity.
And how far does Yoda's like healing powers go? Because what if Mandalorian goes over there and fucks those guys up who stole him? Can't Baby Yoda come back and like breathe some fucking like health juice into him or something?
It seemed like, again, since we saw a movie today that literally did the exact same fucking thing, it seems like what he's doing is he's able to channel the Force to heal the wounds. And with Carl Weathers, like he was going, but he wasn't dead yet. By the time they get to the ship, that dude's gonna be long dead. Like in a situation where it's like, oh, he got hit in the gut and he's bleeding out. Yeah, Baby Yoda could probably heal him up. But that dude's like that. He's dead. Like there's no walking away from that much smoke coming out of your back.
Yeah, but goddamn, man, I don't know. I don't know what to think about any of this stuff. I just feel like this was a good episode. I want to see the return of some characters. You know, I would like to see those villagers return from episode 4 or whatever the case may be. You know, there's a lot of.
I don't fucking know how, but sure.
It could happen. Maybe they find a new way of transportation.
I think that was just a one-off story. I don't think they're really meant to come back.
But Mandalorian.
Although I mean that girl that she was trying to holler at Mando, I'm like, I'd like to see a little bit more of that or something like that. She was kind of cool, but I don't think that's happening.
See, even that, I liked how they did. Like, cause for one, too, it's like this is just some girl, and it's like I was like, man, I hope Mandalorian doesn't go like, okay, I guess I'll take off my mask. That means so much, by the way, and I never show anybody my face, but I guess I'll do it for you. Like I was like, please don't do that, and he didn't. But I mean, we all know it's probably gonna happen soon. Yeah, I don't know. But those villagers, one thing too, I want to see more of those, and this is just an ironic thing, but like I want to see him train them more because that shit was so bad. Like, like they just like move the stick forward, and it's like, oh yeah, they're ready for battle.
Did you hear the Mulan? I'll make a man out of you while they're doing that.
This shit was so fucking stupid.
I'm sorry. I always like a training montage. Like,
but they
like
trained them to move the sticks forward. They didn't even like make someone like do a spin kick move or something. Like,
you don't teach that right away. When you first learned to walk, your mom didn't throw you on a fucking like track with Usain Bolt. Like you fucking had to walk a little bit first.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but I know that you know, like what Ali said, like yeah, I mean it might be a one-off, but I feel like season 2 they're gonna come back and you know I'm curious like if they're gonna have like a way better like structure because like they live next to I guess almost like a nest of these fucking like Imperial assholes, right?
Yeah.
Like so the war continues, man. You know what I mean? Like.
They have a few places they can go to. He's clearly going to get roped up into this, but like, I'm actually really surprised they are doing a season 2 because I can see this. I could literally see this. Like maybe next week it'll be like 45 minutes instead of like the fucking 20 minutes it feels like these shows are.
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're going to do for another season of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you have any predictions, Ali, as far as season 2, or do you feel like Mandalorian's going to be done with or anything? Or
I don't have any predictions. Yeah, like I just think it's going to be just like these jobs that he picks up on and that's about it. Like I don't really feel like this does have like a main story arc or anything like that. It's just like, hey, this is Mandalorian.
Yeah, like
this is what he does.
Slice of life.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I don't want him like being like, oh, well, let me be with like the rebellion or whatever. Like, no, I don't really need all of that connection. But like, just kind of watching him just like go through day in and day out taking jobs isn't really the most exciting thing all the time.
Yeah, no, cause that's one of those things too that would just become repetitive too. Like if we still stick with the fucking, you know, just a guy doing another job.
You got a baby Jar Jar next season.
Oh God,
Jesus! By the way, what if people like when that happens? People think it's cute, and it's like, oh my God, I didn't know I need baby Jar Jar in my life. Oh,
as Mando just shoots it in the face and goes.
As long as he doesn't talk.
No.
Yeah, actually,
I would need him to
Baby
talk.
Yoda's cute because Baby Yoda doesn't say a goddamn word.
That's true, and I'm wondering too if this is actually making people like regular Yoda more. Like, oh god, he's just like Baby Yoda, except old and ugly and disgusting and fucking annoying.
No, it's the
Okay,
memes now.
at a point when someone says, "Oh, he's just like Baby Yoda," you need to slap him.
Yeah, true. I'm almost ready to slap people that fucking think that he's just cute in general. Like nobody in this call, because I'm not gonna make enemies. But it's just like, oh my god, I watched the show because Baby Yoda. It's like, really? That's why? Fuck, man.
At me next time.
God Lord. But anyways,
people. So.
Yeah. But here's the thing. We're ending off with that particular topic, but not with Star Wars, guys, because this is where everything's gonna happen. I am scared. I'm very, very scared because I don't want to piss people
this party
off.
started.
I do not want to piss people off. I think that no matter what happens, that's just what's going to happen here. So the first thing I want to say is that with this being the last movie in the new trilogy, this had a lot of weight on its back that I don't even think was possible to even put on someone's back. I got the fucking fandom menace, which I love that name, by the way, but the fandom menace, as well as critics and moviegoers that, they're talking shit about this movie before it even comes out. And I think that no matter what, this movie was going to disappoint a large amount of fucking people, man. You know what I mean? I mean, there's people that even don't like J.J. Abrams because what he did with Star Trek.
Yeah, no, I get you.
I mean?
And one of the things with me is that walking into this movie, it's like I had no expectations. I was just like, just be somewhat entertaining and make me feel like I don't have to check my clock every fucking 20 minutes. Like, just give whatever time you are, make sure that I'm not bored during it. That's literally all I ask for. And one cool lightsaber fight, because apparently that's all y'all fucking give me.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like right away watching this, I felt like having little to very little fucking premise at all was probably a really, really good thing as someone who's not into Star Wars at all. I thought that was pretty smart because right away Kylo Ren's doing a bunch of Kylo Ren shit, which is very, very important because, the trailers tell you this thing, action-packed, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and here's all these fights. And within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, you know what? I got it. Like, he's beating the fuck up people. He's doing villainous shit. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling anything for you guys, but, like, it is in the trailer, and we're going to try our best to not be spoiler heavy here.
We're going to try not to spoil, but I want to sum up my entire review of if the movie doesn't give a shit about it, I don't give a shit about it.
And the thing is, I think that some people look at it like the movie didn't give a shit. I think the movie did give a shit, and I think sometimes it gave too much of a shit because it brought up these particular things within this franchise that I had to touch on, and it's like, you care so much about this franchise, they didn't care about this movie as much as you care about the franchise because this has the weight of 3 different trilogies, man. 3 different trilogies on its back. Not to mention this other shit like Rogue One and Solo. It's like there's a lot of stuff here.
Is it though? Because honestly, I think they just put the weight on themselves. It's the saga. We're going to end it. We're doing this. We're doing that. Nobody said it had to be the ending. Harry Potter had fucking 8 sequels. No point did Prisoner of Azkaban, well, we gotta end it. At no point during the fucking Half-Blood Prince, well, we gotta end it. No, they just keep telling fucking stories. You're putting this on yourself. As far as it's weight for the rest of the Star Wars, no, it just cherry picks whatever the fuck it wants because it needs to wait to fill 2.5 hours.
Do you feel Allie, I'm going to ask you, being a big Star Wars fan in here too, like, was it kind of egregious to you that it was trying to do so much with very little? Like, just like, hey, Palpatine and this, that, and the other. Like, what'd you feel about that?
Yeah, like, there's just way too much stuff that they, like, felt like they had to add for some reason.
Well, you don't feel like it was a love letter to people like you? You don't think it was them saying, like, hey, you guys have been with us for so long, we're going to reward you with making sure that everything is as important? I thought so.
Listen, okay, first of all, I thought that episode 6 was a great conclusion, like, for Skywalkers. You didn't need to make any more, like, a story out of that. Like, hey, they defeated the Empire. Woo! Awesome. Then let's start maybe not just, like, a couple of years, but, like, maybe a century later or something like that. Like, tell a completely different story. You didn't need to make it more about Skywalker. Like, it wasn't rewarding at all. It just felt like, okay, hey guys, remember? Hey, here's Han Solo, guys. Oh, Luke Skywalker. Oh, we got Lando back, y'all. Oh,
for 2.5 minutes. What did he do? Yeah. Nothing.
Right, like, it's just like, you guys, right? Remember these people that you like? Like, yeah, here they are, and it's like, okay, it's cool seeing him again, but I didn't really need that. I felt like I got enough of them in the first 3 movies, and now you guys are putting them back in this one for no reason other than, hey, you guys remember, we love Star Wars as much as you do, so we know what you want. No, you don't. It's just, yeah, but it was just way too much. Like, there was no need to bring back Palpatine. Like, that was just completely pointless. And then it just makes you think, like, if someone dies in this universe,
Yeah.
No one
like,
has ever really
no
gone.
one actually dies. Like, they apparently can just come back, even though, like, the Death Star completely blew up, while he was on it for some reason. Or at least explain how he was able to get out of that.
Who cares? The movie doesn't care, so I don't.
No, the movie doesn't care. No, the movie doesn't care. You're right. So, like, there's no need bringing him back. Like, if y'all are gonna introduce Snoke, stick with freaking Snoke. Like, as much as I thought he was just completely, like, a pointless, useless villain that wasn't interesting, make him interesting. Like, write him differently and have him be the main bad guy. Like, why have Palpatine come back? Like,
why does Kylo Ren immediately serve him? The movie doesn't care, so I
He's
don't.
aligned with evil.
No.
Though. He's
Why are there 300 fucking Star Destroyers on the ground?
okay.
The movie doesn't care, so I don't.
are we gonna have a spoiler discussion here?
Why is the spoiler
I feel
half
like,
the shit's in the trailer?
No, I'm saying, but I mean, there's stuff that I want to go more into, and I just wonder, are we gonna have that discussion later on?
Yeah, here's the thing. So I'll just edit it a certain way where I'll just take off the spoilers. But right now, as far as anyone's watching right now, yeah, like this, we're gonna talk spoilers because I don't think we're gonna be able to handle everything talking about this
Okay.
here. But here's
really not that much to spoil,
yeah,
honestly.
I won't say right now, obviously, for people who haven't seen it yet, but yeah, there's just some things that I like have an issue with, and makes like I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
But yeah, at least from what is in the trailer, it's just like this whole series was really completely pointless and so underwhelming. And like just a bunch of useless people, characters that probably were supposed to originally die off early, but because people liked them, when testing whatever the movie out, it was like, okay, we'll keep them alive. And it's like, no, actually, they probably would have been much more meaningful and much more remembered if you did get rid of them early on. So this, again, there's just a bunch of just disappointment, pointlessness, because we got to make money and we have Star Wars, so we need to do something. Like, you can do so much with this universe. Why do you have to keep going back to the same planets all the time too? Like, always this desert planet. There's always like an Endor planet. Like, there's like only one original planet that they had in this last movie that I was like, okay, this is kind of cool looking. And then so
and the biggest thing too, because as far as that goes as well, because I mean, the big complaint that we're all pretty much saying is like, okay, why do you have to include or have the inclusion of all these same old planets, same old characters, same old this, same old that? Jed, I want to ask you really quick: did the inclusion of stuff that everyone's already used to bother you at all? Because for me, I thought it was a good thing. But I'll let you go first. As far as like, how did you feel about the inclusion of shit that's part of the Star Wars lore already?
I'm gonna tell you right now, girl, I hated this.
Yeah.
I was so fucking bored throughout this entire fucking movie. Instead of being called Rise of the fucking Skywalker, it should have been called Rise of the fucking Fan Service, because that's all the movie was. It was fucking fan service.
It was fan service, but it was also confusing because it's like, okay,
Nothing made sense.
No, things made sense, but they were stupid because the movie stopped caring. The movie stopped caring about explaining anything that was fucking going on. What are these characters doing? Who fucking cares?
Well, the biggest thing too is
how the fuck? Sorry. One thing. How the fuck does running on a bunch of logs and then jumping off of a log and then dodging a laser train you to be a Jedi?
Well,
that seems terrible training.
Well, no, but at the same time, like, I mean, and that's why I was going to get more of just opinion on that, because, like, even what you just said right there, I had to argue with you by saying, hey, you know how, dude? Star Wars, Force. You don't have to explain anything, unfortunately, when it comes to this shit. So it's like, I know that you make sense, but we're not talking about, like, fucking Taken 4 or whatever. It's Star Wars. They can just do that shit. And, dude, there can be almost no action scenes and it's still training because, hey, mentally they're trying to feel the Force and they're training.
That's
through their
fine
heart.
because there's supposed to be a pacifist fucking people there, which is fine by me if he's just meditating, because it starts off with her meditating like Aang. I'm like, cool. You're trying to become one with the Force to make whatever existing skills you have more powerful. That's fine by me. Don't do this stupid fucking obstacle course designed by a 4-year-old. I don't know how the fuck that would train you to do anything, but then you're decent at cardio.
But when it comes to any of this, Jay, I was going to ask you, is like when it comes to you saying like this doesn't make sense, it's just like what I said to Alan, because none of this shit makes sense. But like, what was the first thing that you think of as far as like linked to the idea of something not making sense? Like, what was like the biggest?
Why the fuck is Palpatine back? How did he come back?
Because they're able to come back.
That's such a mystery.
Who cares? The movie doesn't care.
I wanted to know though. Why? Why?
I mean,
Why did he
seriously,
wait so
doesn't
long?
he but doesn't
Why the fuck was it important? We're doing spoilers, right?
at this point?
Fuck it.
Yeah, I'll edit it
Why
out.
the
Oh, thank
fuck?
Lord.
Why the fuck did they make Rey a Palpatine?
Yeah, or Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Palpatine. I
Oh,
don't
Porcupine.
know. I didn't watch the first 6 movies, so I'm focused on this trilogy. I'm focused on these movies.
First of all, why? When did Palpatine have sex with someone?
That's what I'm
Like,
No,
okay,
but it's
so
like
like
Jesus, though.
that's
It's
his
like you can have-
granddaughter. I don't, like something's not making sense here. Granddaughter, does that even match up? Because he seems
No,
super
because
fucking old.
okay, let's break
Oh,
down
so
let's
what,
break down this time. Let's say Rey is 25. Let's go 25. So her parents left her at 5 years old. So it would have to mean that at some point 5 years prior, that Palpatine had some sort of some kid that's 30 years old. The parents had to be. So during the third fucking movie, I guess, before he becomes Sidious, he fucks and has a kid because it's the only way this trilogy makes any fucking sense.
unless he did that midichlorian thing, right? Because that's essentially how Anakin became to be, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is like I said, at no point in the I'm not just saying this word because I want a catchphrase for this fucking trailer that Nick's gonna make or this fucking edit that Nick's gonna make. But at no point does she question how is this possible. At no point does anyone question how is he back. At no point does anybody say why are there a bunch of Star Destroyers in the sand? Why is Palpatine still alive?
Yeah,
why
where
this?
is this-
Why that?
Where did this whole final order come from? When was this established? When did they get enough people to have all of these Star Destroyers that had the power of a Death Star in one freaking ship? How did they get the resources, the people, and then all these hooded figures that's in whatever the thing that Palpatine's been hanging out with? Where did they come from? They don't even reveal who these people are. They're just where was all this? When did this happen? What time frame? It just where why?
Well, here's
But
the
again,
here's the thing about
even if you-
Palpatine and even the time thing that you guys are complaining about. It's like we just talked about Mandalorian and a positive light, right? Where they have a 50-year-old fucking baby. Are we really
No,
discussing
well,
who
but
fucking
that's
who to have
different,
who?
though.
Wait, can I just say this about Mandalorian since we're on the spoilers now for Star Wars? I didn't know that force healing was a thing until I saw the Mandalorian. I was like, wait, that what? And then I see this movie, and then all of a sudden Rey can do the same thing, and Ben can do the same thing. I'm just like this was never established in the movies.
No, but in
And
the
sure,
games
you
they
can
were.
argue.
Yeah,
Huh?
they've established in games for
In the games, yeah, the
almost
Star
as
Wars
long.
Old Republic.
Not
they can do
everyone
that.
plays the games.
Okay,
I
but
guess.
no. That part didn't bother me because they established it so early in the movie that you could assume that she has now gravitated a new ability, which is fine by me. That's actually not my problem because it establishes very, very early in the movie. Hmm?
Yoda didn't do that.
So what? Yoda didn't do a lot of things.
Obi-Wan didn't do that. Anakin
Obi-Wan
do
didn't
that.
do a lot of things.
I'm just saying that none of the Jedi did this ability anywhere in the movies.
Okay, but
All
just
of a
because
sudden now, this is a thing that apparently anyone can learn. Any Jedi can learn, especially Rey, who actually has really no person. Wait, hold up. Leia's now a Jedi?
Yeah, what's up?
okay, but the thing is the movie is, see, I don't have a problem with that because of the fact that different Jedis are gonna have different abilities. That's just how things work. Not every single Sith has the exact same things going on with them. So her learning a new ability, that was fine by me. Leia, they say they trained her. That's fine by me because those are the times the movie actually gives a shit enough to explain what's going on.
Wait, but how extensive was her training though? Again, episode 8 was the first time we saw Leia do anything with the Force. The only time she's been able to sense Luke or whatever, but she's never done actively anything with the Force. All of a sudden, she's able to pull herself in from space and somehow survive. I'm like, what? So is she more powerful than Luke? Because
no, she probably just is decently powerful. Those are some of the things that happen in the movie that are fine.
That's why I have such an issue with 8 because they have all this new information. You had so much time in 8 to somewhat explain this, but instead you focused on an hour and a half of Finn and this Asian chick that led to nothing, riding some freaking horses or whatever equivalent of space horses, trying to save them or whatever, with these kids that apparently have the Force that again had no connection to this movie whatsoever. All that stuff would have been much more interesting. It might have made a better movie if they just started explaining this in episode freaking 8.
I can't believe I'm literally the only one.
So many questions.
No,
Just
'cause
like
it's a
J.J.
mix of-
Abrams always does. this is what I have a freaking issue with. I'm sure a lot of people do. J.J. Abrams introduces all this stuff, and he never bothers to freaking finish telling or like the story that he set up stuff, and then it's just left in the dark.
They left so many things open.
Leaving things open isn't an issue. Having things that don't necessarily have to have a 15-minute fucking stop the movie to explain it are fine if you establish it early on enough. Is a new ability as a result of her training that happened. That's fine by me. My issue is eventually with the character. The character's growth essentially just stops at that point, and she never becomes any more different than she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Her entire character for 3 movies is not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Honestly, everyone's growth stopped at the first movie. I didn't see nobody grow. Nobody.
At least they fucking showed Finn for more than 5 minutes this time.
Finn was friend zoned and still like, okay, maybe he was a little bit more of an asset to like what they were trying to do, but Poe is the same. Like, it's still like, man, Finn had 2 freaking chicks that he could have gone with, right? This Asian chick,
no, 3
and then this
actually,
other black chick that they introduced, which I think, well, Rose.
They just forgot about Rose, by the way, for like 95% of this movie.
The new chick, I'm like, dang, she pretty. Like, you should go with her. Like, hey, y'all have something in common. Y'all both left the First Order. Like, she was really a badass. Like, that's the perfect person for you to be with, right?
Oh, Lando's gonna be with her.
Ray,
And then that was maybe mad too.
Getting with Kylo Ren in the end. Oh, yo, can I just say that I was so freaking angry? I'm like, finally, they freaking kissed, and then he disappeared.
That was
what?
terrible.
No, I was like, I knew that was probably gonna happen. Like, but still, I was like, y'all gonna finally get together, and then he died.
Well, J.J. Abrams can make a decent story, but he can only ever make one at a time. He's really bad at sequels. I don't think he's ever made a good sequel in his entire life. But the issue that this movie has is it doesn't understand what it wants to do with any single person on screen. Palpatine, what are they going to do with him? They're just going to put him in the fucking machine from Assassin's Creed or fucking Megatron's machine from the Cybertron TV show. And just chill there the entire fucking time.
The same thing he did in episode 6. He sat in a room the whole entire movie.
But they had ideas what they wanted to do with him. He was manipulating, but he was manipulating everyone with words. This was just a situation where they just had him here because fuck it. They have no idea what they want to do with Kylo Ren. They had no idea what they want to do with Rey because Rey just doesn't change at all throughout the entire movie. She just looks like she doesn't know what the fuck she is.
Rey made me so fucking mad this entire movie. She was doing little things that were pissing me off. Just like, you dumb bitch. Why do you keep doing the same thing over and over? Oh, the whole group is off doing something really important. Oh, I feel a connection with Kylo. I'm gonna walk this way. Every time she did that, something bad happened. Why the fuck do you keep walking off? That's the 3rd time. I'm so tired of you.
And then fucking Finn does nothing either.
There's no reason. The first time, yeah, like when Rey walked off, she's like, "Oh, let me just walk by myself." Like when they're on the desert planet, right? Let me walk by myself. Oh, there's an Imperial fighter like coming. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna stand here. And then they're like, Chewie, hey, tell Rey we gotta go. Chewie gets freaking captured.
Oh my god, that was such a big retcon they did mid. Man. You could tell they had an idea for that and then retconned it during production.
I was like, yeah, that time, and then she steps off, and then they get captured again, about to literally die. If freaking for some reason Hux was the mole, like.
Yeah, that was so silly, and it was.
That was cool, right? I was like, oh wow, that's really interesting. You can see he's kind of sniveling. What did they do with him? Nothing.
No, there was nothing. Yeah, he was just killed instantly afterwards. But like, yeah, every time like Rey's like, oh, let me do this thing by myself. It's like the whole team is just like affected by it, like really badly.
It feels like they had a good half. I remember the first thing I said is this is a great hour-long movie that has a really shitty other movie attached to it because it's really good for the first part. But what's up?
No, that doesn't make sense to me because it's like, for one, this movie was all within itself. I think that, right away when they're bringing up the Palpatine thing, it's like it all felt like the same movie. It didn't feel like they changed direction or were course corrected or anything like that. And the biggest thing here too is that with Jet, we were watching this together, and then she was mad about lots of certain things, and I'm like, the big question I want to ask here, because I'm noticing that I'm the only motherfucker who actually had a good time with this. I thought, Allie, you weren't so mad, but you sound mad as fuck right now.
I'm mad. I still enjoyed, like, again, I before I watched this movie, I literally had watched episode 8 like 2 hours before.
Yeah.
So like coming from that, I'm like, okay, this is definitely something that I could watch like a couple of times if I've ever binge watching Star Wars. I would not ever probably go through episode 8 again. But so yeah, like looking at it that way, yes, I had a good time, and there were some parts visually that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool to see, but it's just like the whole story was just so Like,
Yeah.
I'm mad because it's like, y'all brought back Star Wars, made us all hyped for it. Like, oh my god, you guys, it's gonna be another great experience for all the new people coming into the series. And like, these are the movies that they're getting introduced to. Like, I wouldn't blame them if they're like, well, this is kind of like whatever. Like, it's just so polished in a way that like visually, like, there's no real, like, there's some dirt and stuff like that in some scenes, but it doesn't feel like a true world. It just feels like, I hate to say it, but it feels Disneyfied.
And the one thing about
You know?
this too that I gotta bring up is the fact that, like, you know, when I was watching this, I felt like, yeah, you're right, it's overproduced. Yes, it's over Star Wars. Yes, like, it's just like the last movie, which was fucking terrible. But J.J. Abrams had to do this. He had to make this movie after such a shitstorm as Last Jedi was. So half of this movie, to go to somewhat of Alan's point, is like, yeah, this was trying to be two movies in one, because one half of this fucking movie is trying to rehabilitate the bullshit that the last fucking movie did. And Jed, like, I'm gonna bring this up to you, and I'm sorry if I'm fighting with you a little bit here, but like, you were so mad at this, and I'm thinking, like, you know, we've watched so much bullshit, just like what Ali said with Last Jedi. I don't know what you were expecting, but like, this was probably some of the best.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I was expecting a good movie.
Then why? Why are you expecting a good movie when half of these?
You
And I
see,
can ask
here's
Alan
the
and everybody
thing.
this too.
Here's the thing. Because I actually really like Force Awakens. Like, I was actually thinking to myself, okay, Force Awakens is actually pretty fun. Maybe I should watch the other one sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And then episode, what is it? Last Jedi happened. Did not like that. And then I'm thinking, okay, the person who did Force Awakens is gonna do this one. They're gonna fix a whole bunch of shit, and it's actually gonna be decent. Nope. Might as well just slap me right across the face and say, like, you thought, bitch.
But the thing is, like, you have moments in here where Chewbacca's almost dead, and like, I heard in Jed's voice.
Oh my god.
But
Like,
there's a point where you were like, oh shit, they did it. And the reason why you thought that is because this movie made you forget you're watching this Disneyfied bullshit Star Wars crap, this garbage, and you thought, oh my god, I'm watching a movie. Oh my god, something must have happened.
That's
Here-
the
here's the
problem.
thing.
I wish they kept it that way. I wish they did kill Chewbacca.
But
like,
the fact
that
that you
way.
died
Like, they keep doing that shit too. They also did that with fucking C-3PO too. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was the point with the C-3PO shit? Like, oh, I really have one last look at my friends. Like, bitch,
You're
never
a friend.
changed.
They pretended like it didn't matter.
Your friends, I would understand if it was Leia or Luke or Chewie or Han, but Rey, Poe, Ben.
That didn't even matter. It didn't matter.
But the
It
thing
didn't
is,
matter because R2 ended up having a backup freaking memory, which I knew that was gonna happen. I'm like, he's not just gonna like lose his memory and then that's it. Like,
The movie kept pulling that every single fucking time where it raised the stake and immediately took it away. Like, did you not see the second transport ship that was
but,
there?
okay,
Where
Alan,
the
and
fuck was that?
and this is where I'm gonna fight my ass.
oh,
off.
it was
I'll
there because I
fight you
saw
right
it
now.
twice.
No, but
I saw
I'm
the
about
movie
to
twice,
destroy.
and there was one.
But I'm about to destroy everything that you fucking like with this. What movie have you ever fucking watched? I'll pick Guardians of the Galaxy. How many times in that movie where they do something and they're like, this person's gonna die. Oh, they're in danger. How are they gonna get out of this situation? And then they do it and you're surprised. Like, how is it a bad thing
you
that we
brought up
actually
a-
believed? Wait, go ahead.
Okay, so see, you brought up a really like bad movie in that sense of whatever the fuck they're going with that. But like, fuck Guardians. This franchise, Star Wars, has done that twice already. Where, well, actually twice already. I did not think they would ever kill Han Solo. So
Yeah,
when he
so
died,
be
I was
happy they
like,
did.
what?
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was like, yo, what? I'm like, that made sense. Like, when they built it up, I was like, oh, okay. I could see it as far within the film I was watching. I was like, oh, they are going to build that. Did I think they were going to do that? No, I thought he'd get saved. I thought they weren't going to go there. They did that with Leia in this movie. I'm like, oh, I mean, obviously they had to, but I'm like, hey, in the course of the movie, I didn't think they would. But with Chewie happened, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, wait, there's not enough fan service with this character's death. So I was like, well, I guess they're going to. When they brought it back, I was like, it was in the dumbest fucking way that I could ever think of. This is almost as bad at a retcon as what they did with fucking the Halloween movies. We're like, no, he didn't die. He was just somebody else. My issue with this movie is the fact that they felt like they didn't really know what they wanted to do. Is that J.J. Abrams had an idea for something, but Disney's like, no, we got to make sure it fits in these criteria. And it just kind of just becomes a mess as the movie goes on.
I feel like you guys have already made up your mind whether you hate it or not, because in that
No,
situation, it's like,
I don't hate this movie.
No, well, I know, but like anger wise, like I was just like, you know, because it's like
I didn't
think-
hate it at first, but like thinking about it more, like I'm really just liking it even more.
But the thing,
like
sorry,
it's
go
just
ahead.
like the whole idea of that. Like the whole thing I'm trying to really push here is like we say good shit about like Hereditary or whatever, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I can't believe someone died because I was expecting that because it is a movie and they do this shit where like, hey, this can happen, psych, this can happen, psych. Same
Well,
thing
I
with,
mean,
like,
this
Transformers,
Hereditary
Terminator.
was a greatly written movie. I'm
But
just
yeah,
saying.
when stuff like this happens though, like when they kind of pull a wool over your eyes and everything that you know about movies is turned, like with Disney, I mean this is Disney, y'all. Like you don't
Okay.
expect shit like that to
So
happen.
it's got to be earned when they do something like that. It's got to be earned, like what you're talking about, like someone swipes in at the last minute and like saves them. Like that's got to be earned, like the first Star Wars movie. At that point where like Vader's just like killing off all of these X-wing fighters one by one, and the only person left literally is Luke to blow up the Death Star when someone else tried and they failed and then they got killed. Like, and you just feel that dread, like, oh shit, they're so close, oh my god, they're in range. Like you don't know if he's gonna make it, and all of a sudden, like Han, who said he wasn't coming back and that he was took the money and left, that he came back and saved him. That was like, yes, man, like you knew like he was probably gonna make it out because he's the main character, but just like there was a point where you're like, maybe he won't, because like it's just a build up. Like it lasted for that fight lasted for a while, and like every single person just got picked off. So it's like that's what is earned. Also, like I know this is something completely different, same Disney, but like Toy Story 3,
yeah,
when
oh,
like
god.
the freaking
Yeah.
toys, you really thought they were not going to make it out of that machine where they were about to get freaking toast. Like
Yeah.
you literally thought they were holding hands. That was earned. You knew somehow they were going to make it out because it's a kid
Yeah,
film.
it's-
They wouldn't do that. But like that was like a longer build up. But just to like all of a sudden randomly just be like, oh yeah, like Chewbacca's gone, and then oh here you guys, he's back. Like yeah,
Because
like
it goes
like, it
5
was just
minutes
a
plus.
retcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit longer or something like that, or just go ahead and kill him off. Like I know Chewbacca is someone that is really, people love him and everything like that, but I mean he died even worse when they had those extended stories. He freaking got killed by a moon. So like that wouldn't be. I mean, it sucks that like if he did actually stay dead, it was because he got captured by the First Order, but at least that would have been much more shocking and like, well, this is like, Rey didn't know the power that she has, and that like she just with a little bit less control, she killed one of her really dear friends, and someone that she's grown to really love. So it's like that I think would have been actually a little bit more impactful if he just stayed dead. And then also that screwed them over story-wise in terms of having that dagger, because that got destroyed in the wreckage as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Or that would have been. So like that would have been a completely different story dynamic going forward if they just done that. But it's like they lost out on that. Like I was genuinely shocked. I was like, oh my god, did they actually kill him? And then it's like, oh, we got this prisoner. I'm like, oh man, fuck y'all.
And the biggest thing too is like, and because like at that point I felt like that was where the movie was at its strongest, and I'll get Alan's opinion on that next. But Jay, I was gonna ask you, like, where did you feel like this movie was at its strongest? Where was that one point where you're like, you know what, I don't hate this movie. I'm at the epitome so far about thinking this movie's okay.
Somewhere near the beginning.
See, that's surprising because there's not a lot going on. There's lots of build up to shit.
That's the thing. Like I found this movie really boring. Like I was bored throughout. Okay. Also, I just thought about it now. Like talking about that whole fucking Chewie scene and whatever. How much force can you use to win? Like, how much force can you use until it's actually deadly to you? Because these motherfuckers are going back and forth, like pulling a straight up spaceship and shit. But Leia, I guess, exerted herself, like thinking about fucking Kylo Ren, and then.
Well, that's the big thing. She was fucking with the with that spaceship first, and then when Kylo came,
And then
to fuck with
like Rey dies fighting Palpatine, and then Kylo can bring her back. It's just like, how much force can actually kill you?
I never got why she died, because she was
that part was
lightning
fine.
with lightsabers.
No, that was fine because he absorbed Palpatine absorbed so much of their life force, so she barely had any left. She had just enough to fucking do what she needed to do, and he had barely enough to basically bring her. That was fine. That was explained.
See, that's one of my problems with this movie. I wouldn't know that because I didn't see the previous other 6 movies, so I wouldn't have known that he was actually taking her life force away. I
He's
would
Yeah,
have
straight
been.
says
I
it,
actually
doesn't
didn't
he?
know that either because what I thought was happening was she was feeling all the force being used because like, they kind of established this in Last Jedi where like with Mark Hamill when he dies, he's using all of his energy and like just because even though he's technically not doing anything, his brain or his aura is taking so much out of him that it fucking kills
Yeah.
him. And I'm like, oh well, probably like all this force is being used. These two fucking lovers / whatever
Well,
the fuck's going on. They're fighting.
Yeah.
Of course that would kill her because all the energy they all share the same energy.
No,
right?
he straight says your life force is so like bonded that it's so powerful, and then he starts to absorb it. I'm like, yeah,
See, I
that
thought
is it. He's absorbing his
I
life
thought
force.
that was like just the force again.
He's
Yeah, I
absorbing
thought
the
they would
life
have been
force.
fine. So
Like that shit was so fucking confusing. Like that last 30 minutes was so fucking confusing. I was so lost.
I mean, I was lost too, but I don't know a Star Wars movie I wasn't lost. Like that's the biggest thing about this. Is like everything that happened here, they stuck to their own rules. There's not one rule that was
I
broken
wasn't
by
lost
this
in the
movie.
Force Awakens though. Like I wasn't lost at all. But like this last one, I was confused.
I don't know. I've never been lost in any other Star Wars movie. Like, minus like Force Awakens, that was fine. I mean, I was a little like, what with 8, but at least somewhat it was okay, except for that whole life force thing. I don't really understand that. Honestly, even with the prequels, I understood everything that was going on. Like this is just like they can't introduce new stuff at the end and then not bother to explain why they can do this or why this is how it is.
Okay, I mean,
What's the point?
I see how you wouldn't be confused, and I see how like there's so many negative things about this. But it's just like for me, because I see lots of things people coming out there like this is the worst one yet, or this is just as bad as Last Jedi, or blah blah blah, or J.J. Abrams just doesn't give a fuck. I think this movie tried its fucking best. I think that and I know Alan's about to whoop my ass, but it's like, dude, in order for them to still continue the story with Snoke and fucking all this stupid shit with Kylo Ren. And they continued that from Last Jedi, but then they redeemed Kylo Ren to make a new story, and then they know there's not going to be a new movie next. Then they had to bring new characters, like that black girl that came on and started talking to Finn and everything. They didn't have to make new characters for this,
See,
but they did.
That's also
You're right,
That's also a pet peeve. That's also a huge pet peeve of mine.
What?
Why would you introduce characters like that seem very important in the last of the trilogy to where they're not even going to be useful anymore?
'Cause they're being
That one
creative.
girl that had stuff to do with Poe, she we could actually learn way more about her if she was introduced previously.
No,
I
because
guess
they
she's
didn't
gonna
want to
go
do
in
that.
there.
They wanted to have a situation where, again, this is why I'm saying they have no idea the fuck they're doing. Is as soon as I saw that up, I'm like, oh, they're just doing that so when the trilogy ends, Finn's gonna leave the Resistance and go chill with the rest of the stormtroopers. Because from what she explained to her backstory is that there are a bunch of stormtroopers that defected, and he thought he was the only one. I'm like, oh, they're gonna move on. They don't fucking do that because the movie doesn't fucking care about where these characters end up. These characters have arcs that end wherever the fuck they feel like it and wherever the fuck they want to put them. They don't earn a single fucking moment in this movie. So it's literally like as bad as almost as bad as Game of Thrones of we know where we're ending it, but we don't know how to get there. So we're just gonna keep throwing things to the fucking wind and just hope we get to an ending and hope people don't get pissed off at us.
All right. I mean, I disagree, but it's like if I keep meandering on the part that I just disagree with y'all, like I know people are gonna get mad at me because everyone agrees with you guys. I mean,
But there was just nothing. There was nothing original about this movie. I honestly don't know where you're getting that. Like, oh, at least they tried. I'm like, they tried with what? Like, it was just a rehash again of like the old movies, adding some random ability that was never explained before.
I think if I was a Star Wars
But, like,
fan and I
there was
played those,
No, there's just no story aspect that was like really different. It really was like they played it so safe. Like, okay, so Kylo Ren did turn in the end, like we all thought would happen.
But fucking Rey didn't turn evil. I was promised
Rey
evil
didn't turn
Rey.
evil, really was, and y'all knew that was not gonna happen. It was
No,
either
I
okay, see,
wanted that
actually-
shit to happen.
or like an evil Force ghost or something like
Dude,
that. But
Well,
she
okay,
was
I'm sorry.
not
I'm gonna say this straight
actually
up.
turn
Why the
evil.
fuck are we watching Star Wars movies if we know every single thing that's gonna fucking happen? If we know every single fucking rule that's ever been fucking established? If we're not allowed to deviate from the fucking norm, why the fuck are we watching Star Wars movies?
That's what I'm saying. That's what we want. That's what we should get.
Nobody knows what they want with Star Wars. Nobody
See,
knows
But
what
then
they
at
want.
that point, though, you know what's gonna happen with like all the superhero movies. You know what's gonna happen with politics. You know what's gonna happen with wrestling because it's predetermined. It's like, it's the fun. It's the like do
This
cool
was
shit.
it. That's the problem with this. Okay, let's talk about what's actually going on in the movie. Every lightsaber fight in this fucking movie was garbage, except for the one maybe on the water that was kind of cool. all the choreography in this movie was not particularly good. Some of the shootouts were okay. Like there's a particularly one tracking shot that's really, really good in the movie. But besides that, this is J.J. Abrams. Like he's generally pretty good at making action choreography in a movie. This was not one of them. This was like I expected the same level of fighting as I got in Force Awakens, and I didn't. I was very, very disappointed in a lot of the choreography in this. As far as like what they're actually doing with some of the visuals, yeah, some of the visuals are cool, but they don't do anything with some of the cool visuals they have. The Knights of Ren are a cool look and a cool name, and do literally nothing with them. So as far as like technical stuff, there is a lot to be desired in this movie, and that's one of the things that really made me mad about this.
Yeah.
Wait. See, when you say choreography from Force Awakens, what choreography?
The final fight between Rey and Kylo Ren is really well done.
But it was the same exact type of choreography that you got in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too.
Rey didn't know. Obviously, she wasn't trained in any sort of like, swordsmanship. So she was just kind of like deflecting, and maybe she got good hits in there, but it wasn't really anything mind-blowing.
The way it was filmed was, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed them going through the forest, them slicing through that stuff, the change in environments, the change in characters, like the way they looked in some cases, what was actually happening. There was a lot of interesting stuff. With this, it's like the fights themselves were very short, and even when they got to a fight, like the only fight I really enjoyed was a water fight, because they actually managed to pan the camera back a little bit and actually get them swinging at each other. But besides that, like the last fight was, like the Red Room fight in Last Jedi is probably one of my favorite lightsaber battles. And when they tried to do something at the end here, I'm like, this is really badly edited. Like, I don't know what I'm seeing right now.
Really quick.
Shoot. The editing got me in the beginning. Like when they were on that ice planet or whatever thing, like that almost made me dizzy, because like the shots were like so quick. Like it felt like Batman Begins, before like Chris Nolan knew how to direct his editor to like not do such close up like cuts. It was just like cut. Oh, and we're gonna have this like light on the background, like blazing in front of you in different lights and stuff like that, and then cut. Fast. I'm like, oh my god, kill me.
Well,
the editing in this was horrible.
Well, see, here's the thing, because I mean, the cutting is one thing, and it's like we all have differing ideas of how the cutting should be. Because I actually like how Mile 22 did a couple things, but I'm looking at the Star Wars thing, and Julian, you're welcome for this motherfucker. But he did this reaction on Instagram, and this is something I brought up before. I really did not like that Red Room fight, and I know that many people, including people that are part of our own group, say this fight's a shit. Tell me, Alan.
I know it's exactly what you're gonna show. There's a specific sequence in which people are pointing it up, like the knife. Like I'm not okay when I say that is one of my favorite lightsaber fights. Not because it's not one of my favorite fights, even with a sword, even with choreography. If anything, it's basic. But from what I get from Star Wars, I really don't get that much. So when I say it's the best lightsaber fight, it's because most lightsaber fights are not that fucking.
But even the prequels are not that good. Like, look at this particular guy Julian's pointing at, and then like, look at this. He's dancing. He's dancing by his fucking self here, dude.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he is.
This is for Star Wars level. This is up there with one of the best ones. As far as actual choreography with fights, this doesn't even register in my top 20 favorite fights of all time.
But even Star Wars,
this doesn't even come close.
Even Star Wars, the prequels had better fights than that, dude. Way better fights.
The fight between Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon Jinn is really, really good. Yes. This, to me, the reason I enjoy it is because there's a mix of the choreography, there's a mix of the lighting, there's a change in weapons, there's a change in where the characters are and how they're working together. There's a lot to break down in the fight. That's why I like it. It's what is it? It's complex, is what I'm saying. It's like the fight between the basically 2v1 is really cool. This, to me, there's a lot of complexity to it. That's why I enjoy it.
All right. Well, like, I mean, I would fight with you on that.
Hey, if I had 20 minutes, we could just go. We'll talk about it, but we don't have that kind of
exactly.
time.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that to you either. But at the same time, it's like I just want to make sure to kind of not focus, but like just kind of reiterate
fight back, bitch.
I'll fight all of you guys.
No,
it's a weird fight in this cool room.
The reason why I just reiterate that is because it's like, sometimes certain things come out and it's like people are like, oh, I like how these two characters did so great and their choreography, and I'm like, yeah, but there's more to choreography than just these guys rehearsing their little like fight part or whatever. It's like there's cameras, there's angles. That cameraman was lazy. The fact, like, let's just take away the idea of this one guy just spinning around in a circle. Whoa, guys, I have a red thing in my hand. This is fun. Why the fuck were the cameramen just sitting there? They shouldn't have even caught that guy. The camera should have been moving, shot. I know you guys were complaining about like, oh man, I hate these jump cuts and it's so quick with the edits.
Yeah.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why those exist. Because that shit's retarded. It's fucking awful.
Editing isn't a killer for fight scenes. Editing is useful. It makes a fight scene more intense. The issue we have with editing is something like Take It 3, where it takes 47 cuts to jump over a fence, which is ridiculous. Should the cameraman move a little bit? Maybe. But for me, it's like you pan back to get that cool, essentially almost poster shot. It was one of those things where the cameraman was actually doing his job because he pans back the way he needs to.
Yeah, he was laying down.
It's whoever was
resting.
choreographing that one dude where it's like, yeah, you're a bit too into this, dude. You should have calmed it down a little bit.
Yeah, and
I think for something like this, you don't need the close-up shots because you can't appreciate the hard work they put into everyone like learning all of this stuff. But like you want to be able to see a big fight like this clearly. So I think the shot was fine. That guy was doing whatever he was like wanting to do, and that was unfortunate that was caught on film. But like otherwise, other than that dude, it was a pretty impressive scene.
And it's something I've noticed with Star Wars too, because this is a pattern, y'all, that I get really frustrated about, where it's not the workers, the actors that fuck this up sometimes, or even the writers, even though sometimes I think y'all be fucking them too, but like it's sometimes the people that are working like after the movie is already shot and done. And like that should, I mean, like, dude, your editors are terrible. Like, even the 1978 fucking original, A New Hope, they're calling each other by their real names. These are characters that do not have even similar names to their real life names, and they're calling them.
When was this?
It was actually released on VHS. Like the first run of all these Star Wars, like when they went to retail, whatever the fuck, they had to edit it and redistribute the VHS tapes because back in the day, you can actually look it up. They're calling each other not Luke but Mark. Hey, Mark Hamill. Hey, yo, come over here. Oh, okay. And then he'll call her whatever. What's her name? Fucking, I forgot her name.
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie Fisher. Yeah, how you doing, Carrie? Oh, I love you. Yeah, you know, whatever the fuck. They're calling each other their real fucking names. And this movie made tons of money. And people talk about the first Star Wars. It was the best movie ever did.
Oh my God, this dog.
But you know, people talk about that like, oh, it's so fucking amazing, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, like, I'm sorry, but I've watched movies that people think is bad. No mistakes like that exist in those movies. Just because this movie, you know what I mean? Like, it's frustrating.
No one really believed that the first Star Wars would do well because literally everything fell apart when they weren't shooting. So there wasn't really that much of a, you know, I guess you could say professionalism on set with the first one. And then when it did well, of course, that's when everyone's like, oh, okay, let's make sure we, you know, put more effort into this. But at the time, it's like, whatever. Like, this is a fun project, but like, yeah, it's probably not going to really turn out well. So, you know, hey, oh, my bad, I said Carrie. Oh, my bad, I said, you know, Harrison, whatever. But like,
and like,
at the end of the day, like, at least they were able to, they didn't do that often enough that it affected the film, you know? Like, they can edit that out. And if they did slip up, it was very much, very, very small and something in the background that you could barely hear. So, like, I remember actually seeing, like, old footage of them doing that. But, I mean, again, no one really had faith in it. So, like... Yeah.
And I won't take the excuse that it was the 70s, because that's just basic shit. We've seen movies around that time that are fine. The thing is, the reason people like always put up Star Wars where it is because it basically created the summer blockbuster, and no one's ever really done a movie like that with that much special effects, both practical and whatever fuck computer generated imagery they could even do back then. That's why it's heralded as it is, because it ushered in a new era. So yeah, there's it's not perfect. No one's ever fucking saying any Star Wars or any movie in general is perfect, but it's the legacy that it has that's why people like it. And then someone in the chat said that the fucking original cut was saved in the editing room because they fixed all those fucking problems. And I think that's probably why it's going the way it is. But I think this series has coasted on that for 30 fucking years.
Well, yeah, but it's just my issue is like I see that as a pattern, not just for moments like that, but in moments of choreography, or if not that, moments in just chronological like sense making. Or go ahead.
I mean, I'll say this, like, and it's just, this is with any movie that, like, there's gonna be mistakes, you know, like, no one can make a fully perfect film that someone won't forget something in the background or say something where they weren't supposed to, and you know, sometimes it's an accident and it works out. So it's like, I feel like there's so much history around, especially Star Wars, the first movie, that it's just like finding out all of these things is like makes the movie so much more interesting. And you know, it was far from perfect, but like it just shows how much, like, if you really like set your mind to it and that you have such creativity and everything like that like things can work out even though you have all of these things working against you. So that's why I think so many filmmakers are so inspired by when they first watched the movie. Just because, yeah, I was a young filmmaker, didn't really do anything super notable beforehand, took a huge risk. And again, yeah, some things didn't work out the way it was. I still find it's hilarious that they kept in the scene where like the stormtroopers are like going through the gate and then one of them hits their head on the door, but they added in the effect later on. But it's stuff like that. It's like, yeah, even the filmmakers like laughing, oh, that's really hilarious. Like, let me just add to that because people notice it. But that's what makes it fun to like point out all these little things, and it doesn't take away from the story. As long as it doesn't take away from the story and what they're trying to get across, then it's okay to have those mini little things that isn't necessarily 100% perfect.
But
no one's perfect.
But my point on that though is just like, if that's the case, then why? And look, I agree that Last Jedi was bullshit, but why the fuck does everyone get mad over that, but they accept all this other bullshit? Why do people say, oh, like, we're totally cool with this whole idea of Luke was not romantically connected with her in episode 5, even though he was in episode 4, it seemed. Like, there's certain things that just 100% do not make any fucking sense. And they go against the rules so often, and they start making up shit for the Force. And this movie is the one movie that didn't do that. And everyone's still mad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you there, Nick. Like, it goes back to what I was originally saying about, like, shows having an ending planned. And not just riding along if something does well. I mean, that's definitely a clear example of something that they introduced early on. Didn't think there would be a sequel. And then when there was, oh yeah, they're brother and sister now. It's like, okay, that part is a little weird. Like, it always was. I think everyone will always complain about that. It didn't really, at least nothing was set in stone or was done in like episode 4. I mean, yeah, 5, of course, Leia had kissed Luke, but I was more to make Han jealous. Like, she always was gonna go for Han, because they, even from episode 4, they always had that banter back and forth, so you knew there was something there. So, and then Han's like, asking Luke, like, you think a girl, like a princess, like a girl with her, like her, and a guy like me, and then Luke's like, no. But like, it was always there. Like, that was established. Like, even if there wasn't a sequel, that was already starting to be a thing. And then he winked at the end when he got his award. Like, there was always something there. Of course, yeah, Luke didn't know at that point that was his sister. So I mean, shoot, how would he know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, because I mean, I've defended this movie so much. I know you guys are feeling the way you do, but like, for me, to wrap it all up, I think that what they did with Palpatine was fucking stupid. I will say that. I think that, there was, if you're gonna bring back somebody who was fucking beloved by everybody, bring back Darth Vader. I mean, I think many fans out there want to see Darth Vader, Kylo Ren.
How?
Well, how
same way he
Palpatine?
brought Palpatine back. He's hooked
Darth
up in the machine too.
He would be Anakin. He would be a good guy.
Yeah, but that would have been cool. Like, just any, even if it's Anakin, even if it's Darth Vader, even if it's like a new version, like Mecha Vader, whatever the fuck. We watched Godzilla. I mean, fuck it. So it's like, if we're gonna do that, and then, dude, wouldn't it be amazing for Kylo Ren to have that moment where, because he's so obsessed with Darth Vader's work, he gets to meet his idol. And by the way, just a morality-filled fucking whatever the case may be. Hey, don't meet your idols, because what if Darth Vader or Anakin told him, hey, by the way, dude, you fucking up. You're an asshole. And then Kylo Ren's like, no, what? I love you. I want to suck your dick. And he dies. Like, perfect. Kylo Ren versus Darth Vader. I would have screamed. I would have been so fucking happy.
I probably would have walked out of the
I mean, that would have been the case if that was a thing. Like, if Vader actually did come to him in, like, a vision. I mean, the whole time it happened to be Palpatine.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Like, I've been every voice you've ever heard. If it was actually Vader, yeah, that would be the case. He would be disappointed because he would no longer be Vader.
Yeah, but
so.
Yeah, to wrap it all up, like, I'll say the first thing, and then I'll let you guys go, because I know that, just get the good out of the way. I really think that this is my second favorite Star Wars movie ever. Sorry, I really do think that. I think that everything that I wasn't expecting with this movie happened, and the things that I was expecting didn't happen. I think that, I didn't know that Kylo Ren was going to die at the end. I felt like Rey was going to be evil, and then somehow she would have got killed, and then Kylo Ren's like the last remaining dude, and we'll get his story later on. That didn't happen. I fucking love the action scenes. I thought they were great, and hey, choreography was cool too. Nice shots, looked beautiful. Yeah, everything about this, I feel like I was ready to shun this. As soon as I started, I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta watch Star Wars. God damn it, I was so fucking mad. And I was so ready to hate this. everything that I was expecting, it just kind of like, hey man, we're not gonna do that. Don't worry, we're not Last Jedi. And J.J. Abrams, dude, he's making shit like Star Trek even accessible to somebody like me. Like, I'm sorry people hate the Beastie Boys music and the modern stuff they do with it and the lens flares, for Christ's sakes. But yeah, Star Trek's stupid, y'all. So like, Jesus, I don't know what to tell you. For me, it's a 3.5 out of 5. I think this is the next big thing to Force Awakens. I think this, the way they did Palpatine, even though it was stupid, beat the fuck out of Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is one of the worst fucking pieces of shit that people overhype. I cannot stand that fucking movie. But that's the way I feel. And Jed, I'm going to give it to you. Go ahead and yell at me because I know that's what you're going to do.
I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not. But I will say, this movie ran my fucking nerves. Like, this movie put me through so much shit in 2 hours that I was literally checking the time over and over like, oh my god, I am so bored. This is so boring. There's no character development for any of these fucking characters, which is another pet peeve. I'm having a lot of pet peeves in this fucking movie. At this point, it should just be a bingo at this point. Like, the main character is probably the worst fucking character in this entire fucking trilogy because she does absolutely fucking nothing with no personality. You had Finn, who was actually good. Like, he should have had so much more because he seemed like such an important character in The Force Awakens, and now he just like was thrown to the side and just like, oh, the character that says a joke every now and then does fucking nothing. This movie had so much fan service that wasn't even fucking needed. You could have been something so fucking original. You could have made Rey evil. You could have had Kylo Ren basically not be redeemed. You could have did a lot of shit because this is the last movie in the trilogy, but you wanted to play it safe so fucking bad that it was bland. So fucking bland. Yeah. At first, like, I was just like, okay, it's fine, because they actually were, like, in the beginning of the movie when they were all just like, okay, yeah, let's all come together, like, let's all be a team and do all this shit. I was just like, okay, we're gonna get some nice banner, it's gonna be fun, everyone's a team. They just slapped me in the fucking face again because the dialogue in here is so fucking horrible. This is horrible fucking dialogue. Every single fucking sentence said is so corny. Like, it was hard to pay attention. Like, I always have to pay attention to movies. That's my thing. I have to pay attention because I don't want to look stupid when I'm bringing up something and then just like, no, they said that in the fucking movie. This dialogue was so fucking hard to pay attention to because it was so corny and so bland. I couldn't take it. It's not. I won't say it's the worst movie ever, but it's bad for a Star Wars movie. Probably. I'm not gonna say it's worse than Rise of what was it? The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Whatever. I won't say it's worse than that, but it's pretty bad.
What would you rate
My
it?
problem with like these last two movies in this trilogy is that they're so focused on continuing the fucking war from like the first three movies and stuff like that they forget that they can be their own thing. Why are you focusing so much on trying to be the Star Wars part of this fucking movie instead of just trying to tell a story that takes place in Star Wars? That's why people like The Mandalorian so much. It's actually doing something different. It's telling a story that's within the Star Wars universe, not about the Star Wars. Yeah. Anyway, I give this movie like a 2.5 on 5.
Yeah. Good God.
And fuck Rey for having those fucking lightning powers too. If you're gonna say a character like that is like the fucking grandbaby of fucking Palpatine, if you're gonna say that fucking Rey is the grandbaby of fucking Palpatine or whatever the fuck, maybe you should have brought that up in the previous fucking movies and not just tell us right at the fucking like middle of the fucking movie. Because that seems like a pretty important thing to bring up. This whole time I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's a fucking Skywalker, which I guess at the end she fucking is. For some fucking reason. This corny ass fucking reason. I hated the romance between her and fucking Kylo Ren too. Like, it could have worked, but it was written so fucking bad. And then when I was just like, are they gonna get together? Are they gonna get together? Or is she gonna get together with Finn? Like, I was so like at that point I'm just like, I don't care who she gets with at this point. I really don't fucking care. I hated that fucking character. I hated her so fucking much. She didn't deserve nobody.
Allie, go ahead. Closing moments as
Yes.
well as your rating.
Yes. Okay. Like what Jet was saying. Why introduce her having force lightning if you're not even gonna put it back at the end of the movie or anything like that? Like, again, introducing stuff that has no conclusion and you don't even bring it up again. Like that's pretty much like this whole series, especially this movie. Yeah. I mean, like Jet took a lot of stuff out of my mouth. Why do you have to keep harping on like the first order being like the Empire, and then oh hey guys, so like there's the first order, but then there's the final order. Like what? Like it's just like the whole thing with the resistance or whatever like that, which is the freaking rebellion. Just keep calling it the rebellion. And anyway, didn't they establish already that like there was a Senate set up and like a civil, like everything like past the Empire? When did all of a sudden the First Order become in power? Like what time frame or timeline? How is like a group like this able to just rise to power so quickly after they just had the same instance with the Empire and everyone was against it? But anyway, yeah, like there's just no character development for any of these characters. It's any like you might hear a little bit of like from dialogue that oh they have a past or something like that, but then they never delve into it. It's just stuff that you need to know for the sake of the story, and then they don't really take it any farther than that. It was just really much a revamped version of like a lot of the elements of the first three movies, just because hey guys, you're familiar with that, so you'll definitely appreciate this, right? No, like you didn't even need to make it about Skywalkers. No Palpatines, no Solos. Like it really like what is wrong with just starting completely fresh with like a completely different story that has nothing to do with already that's been pretty much ended in the 6 movies we had previously. It really is like so disheartening because like they have these like people that are definitely talented behind these projects, but it's like I just don't know if it's because of like Kathleen Kennedy or like just Disney themselves that feel like oh we just can't take that risk, but somehow they're able to take risks with other projects they've had, or like with these smaller movies like with Rogue One that was definitely more different and didn't have any force wielder except for like Darth Vader, so that like that was refreshing to really see more of like a kind of how like the Empire like affected some of these people, like just random people that really like are small. Like I know they still had the rebellion and stuff like that, but still like this is just like we need to make this big because
last one too though,
because reasons. Yeah, but like the whole thing is that you can't just introduce these elements and these story elements, not go through with it or waste your time on really like stuff that doesn't even bring itself back at the end. You wasted so much time when you could have gotten to know these characters so much. It's just like I'm just disappointed. It was so underwhelming. It's really sad. I wasted like several years of like these new story for nothing. There's just no satisfaction. Yeah, there's no satisfaction in watching these movies. They're just kind of there. They're gonna be so forgettable. They're only gonna be memorable because it says Star Wars, but that's about it. So you know, like I don't hate this movie again. Like it's okay. I'll probably end up watching it again at some point, but it's just disappointing. You know, like you don't need to have nostalgia in every single movie you make. You can have new stuff. Don't be afraid to do new stuff. Like sometimes it doesn't work out, but the best filmmakers were able to do all this stuff because they took risks, and sometimes like they pay off, sometimes they don't, but that's part of learning. And when you have something new, like people are like blown away by it. So but otherwise, yeah, I'm around like I'll give it like a 2.5. There's nothing offensive about anything. There was nothing that I felt like I felt like it was too long, but at the same time, I was a little bit more engaged than I was in 8. So I'll give it that. But you know, it's just something really disappointing that it doesn't need to exist, to be honest with you.
That's the worst. That's one of the worst things too. Is like when a movie's really, really bad, it has some kind of value, some ironic value, whatever the case may be. But like this, it's just like, yeah, I can see how average is almost more of an insulting thing because you're gonna forget about it. It's gonna be one of
Y'all
those things.
wiped out the entire Skywalker line for that bullshit.
But
That
Alan,
was so not necessary.
but Alan, I'm gonna let you beat this movie up with the fucking with the tire iron, dude. Go ahead, tell me off, do whatever you want to do, man.
So I've had multiple people ask me if I think that this is a worse movie than Last Jedi, and I had to say no. I do think Last Jedi is worse. But I had a buddy of mine after we saw the movie, we walked all the way. A bunch of us walked to the place, and when we got to this place, he's like, dude, for the last hour and a half, we talked nothing but shit for this movie. Name one thing you liked about it, and I can't. I can't name a single thing I like about this movie. There was a cool hallway shot, sure. There's a cool fight at some point, sure. I can't name a single thing I actually enjoyed about this movie. And I think that says a lot about it. Where The Last Jedi physically pissed me the fuck off because it wasted my time. I felt the time pass by, and it felt like it accomplished nothing. With this, it felt like it accomplished nothing. It did waste my time, but I'm not mad about it. I forgot I watched this movie. I'm gonna forget about it in a week. I'm gonna watch something else. Like I'm more excited for a couple of other random movies that are coming out. I'm gonna watch Uncut Gems tomorrow. Fuck it. I'm more excited for that than finishing even this review. But something that's been bothering me, and it's come across in this review, and I've seen it come from Gaja, I've seen it come from Ali. I'm really pissed off with the Star Wars fans that because it didn't happen in the original trilogy, it's not allowed to happen. Like, there's been 30 years of shit happening in the comics, shit happening in the video games, shit happening in television shows that haven't been into the movies. That in order for them to be accepted more widely, you have to start sprinkling them into the movies. That was my argument at the end of The Last Jedi with the kid having the Force users. Of that's how you would get more than 10 Jedi in the fucking galaxy, is if the Force imbued itself into people. That's fine by me, but apparently that's a huge fucking deal. That's why they made fucking Palpatine have kids. But it gets to the point where like I don't fucking care about this franchise anymore. And I don't care about this fucking movie anymore. This is the definition of average. There's nothing I like about it, but there's also nothing that fucking drives me up a wall where I'm going to think about it. If the movie doesn't care, neither do I. This movie's a 2.5 out of 5.
Wow, holy shit. So, I'm sorry, Rise Skywalker. I tried to defend you. I tried to help you out, but I don't think anyone's going to fucking buy it, man. It's what it is. Sorry, Star Wars. I appreciate what's been happening with fucking Mandalorian and everything, too. I'm going to keep up with Star Wars. I'm going to try my best to continue to respect this franchise, but yeah.
Here's something else. The lightsaber fights, those are done with. Those are done with. Like, no more of those. They need to learn a lesson from fucking Friday and just put down the lightsabers and just start fucking fist fighting. Use your hands.
Yeah, have a Debo character in there. Just fucking beat the shit out of somebody. Really quick, though. So, this is not a review that I'm about to do, but I just need to get the word out there because, and plus, too, I can't, I made like one of those posts on Facebook where people are kind of like, hey, man, we don't know if you're being like nice or mean about this because I'm such an asshole. Like, I hate everything that's popular, but Uncut Gems. Not to build this up too much to you, Mr. Alan Shakazine.
Hi.
This movie, and I've been thinking about this all fucking day, man. I think this might be my best of the year. My #1 favorite fucking movie of the year. I fucking adore this movie. I adore Adam Sandler and how he fucking acted in the movie. But when this was coming out, everyone's like, oh my god, I can't believe Adam Sandler's serious, blah, blah, blah. This movie has so much more going for it than just Adam Sandler and the fact that he's being fucking serious. This movie does not stop. And I've never seen a movie after watching something like Rise of Skywalker, and it's like, oh, it's cool because I'm excited because all the action and all the magic and the Force and all the explosions, blah blah blah. This movie is more chaotic than that and more exciting than that, and it's just a guy with a gambling problem, and it's just him walking through the streets and the New York of it all, and the fucking people arguing and the people like screaming at him and being physical and just like oh my god, what's gonna happen? Your stomach turns. This movie is like a fucking roller coaster where your stomach just hurts from nervousness and just being at your most like, oh my god, you know. And I don't know if you felt the same way with that, Jet. But yeah, like, did you like this movie just overall? Just like a quick little like, what'd you feel about this?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite movies of the year. Actually, I will say it does come with problems, but one problem that's not even really a problem. It's just something that's sticking with me right now, and it's just making me go, ew. Mm-hmm. I never want to hear fucking Adam Sandler say the words, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, that was a little much.
Oh no.
That was a little much.
stomach hurt.
Yeah, that was kind of much. But the reason I'm bringing this up, and it's not even a full-on topic, whatever the case may be, but Safdie brothers, they did Good Time, and I got mad at Corey Coleman, and I also got mad at Julian Emdinger because they both kept bugging me about Good Time. Why'd you say hi? You're not Julian.
I'm tired.
What the fuck? You don't want to be that. The thing is, though, is they both were overhyping it for me, and it was an amazing movie. But I feel like because of the overhype, I kind of got like annoyed with it. But the Safdie brothers doing this, I was like, okay, you know what? Like these guys have a certain style they're going for. And after I watched it, like today, I just watched a little bit of fucking Good Time again, just like a couple scenes. I'm like, dude, I just love that movie even more because of this. Like, one thing they're going to be doing is they're working on the remake for 48 Hours, which is a movie with Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy. So, you know, this movie was a comedy. It's one of those movies that, you know, people will talk about like, oh, it's Eddie Murphy as best, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that Safdie Brothers is doing this, and after watching Uncut Gems, I've never been so hyped over an 80s property in my fucking life, other than Freddy Krueger. I want to see what they do with this, and I'm telling you, Safdie Brothers, I don't know if we're going to do like a top 10 favorite directors or whatever the fuck,
Right.
but of the year, those two are my favorite fucking directors. I fucking love you guys. My God, so fucking amazing. So
I'm gonna definitely check it out tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe we can review for next week.
yeah, man, I'm telling you, people, Uncut Gems, don't spend your money wasting it on fucking Star Wars shit when you could find other ways of watching it. Uncut Gems earned your fucking money, man, and that's a ride. And if you guys haven't seen Good Time yet, go watch that shit. Like, I'm telling you, dude, like, these guys are fucking amazing. I cannot wait to see what they do next. So, yeah, just want to throw that out there. But, with that said, it's time for us to get the fuck out of here and go into the after hours, Alan, so we can argue with people, hear people yell at us.
Oh, fuck no. As soon as this recording ends, Star Wars is dead to me.
I want to thank you really quick, Allie, for joining us today. I know we haven't seen a whole lot of you lately, but, you know, anytime Star Wars comes up, it's like, yo, bring your ass over here. So,
Hell yeah.
but with that said, Mr. Allen, why don't you tell people what they can look forward to as far as the other stuff that you do, man?
Yes, if you actually, I refreshed the embedded links on the Facebook page, so everyone that's checking out Facebook will be able to see that if you go to the Metropolis Collective, that's where me, Ganja, and Ruthless do all sorts of political shows. Roxy, and Ganja just did a deep dive into Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, so that'll be premiering, I believe, on Monday. So there's a reminder for that. Check that out. We finally go into it. We finally spend like 30-plus minutes yelling at each other about the fucking meaning of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's fucking great. There's a few episodes of ARPG that I'm going to be on, so be sure to check that out. There's all sorts of good stuff on the Metropolis, so there's embedded links to all sorts of stuff there.
Julian's saying go see Cats. No, I'm not going to see Cats. If I find a free
You're
version...
seeing Cats.
Oh, yeah, fuck it. We'll see Cats. I don't know if I want to pay for it.
Yeah, no, I'm sick of that. By the way, I'm going to put this out here. For those of you who follow Double Toasted and like to outdo each other on being memes, just literally being memes, not using memes, and saying, hey, it's so scary. I can't even sleep at night because Cats is just so ridiculous. I'm sorry, but you're fucking stupid. I hate to say that about y'all, but it's pissing me the fuck off. It's not that scary. It's fucking weird. And if you guys see that, I wouldn't like fucking differentiate you from somebody who actually molests the fucking cat at the house. It's this weird, sexually explicit, weird ass, like they're humping on each other. Literally, there's a fucking fat cat twerking on the goddamn trailer. I fucking hate this movie.
That sounds pretty horrifying,
already.
Nick. You just got me a bunch of horrifying things.
No, it's just weird, and everyone wants to like overreact to it. Oh god, this is crazy. It's like, no, it's not that crazy. It's fucking pathetic. And if you guys pay for that shit, then you're gonna get more of that crap. It's like equivalent to people making bad movies on purpose.
Have you seen the box office budget? I don't think they're ever making another one of these.
Mike, I hope the fuck not. And I fuck everybody that's involved with that movie, by the way. Idris Elba, I thought you were cool. I thought you were cool, you motherfucker. Why are you in this movie? Jesus Christ, I'm not watching this fucking movie. There's no way. And if I do...
Not even if I pay you?
Well, I don't know. Sure. I'm really broke, Alan.
I know you are.
No, but
I
it's
know I
just...
can use this for the future.
It's just people will do that shit with certain movies, like, you know, like LaQuisha, and I know, like, we gotta watch that because it probably is one of the worst movies ever, but it's like, it's so crazy, and it's like, honestly, no, it's just really fucking awful. You know.
LaQuisha, it just has enough racism to make a trailer.
Yeah, it's just, it's stupid. Like, let stupid shit fail, guys, because if you don't do that, then stupid shit's gonna succeed, and then we're gonna get nothing but stupid shit. Can we please give respect to the things that actually earn the fucking respect for once? There's movies like Blindspotting from last year that no one watched, that didn't make a lot of money, because dumb shit comes out and we're watching that instead. The fuck? Like, it drives me crazy. Anyways, that's my last rant for a while because I hate getting mad at people. But
This is last round of 2019, so 8
Probably.
days.
yeah, and Julian's saying Cat's gonna fail. Probably not, man. I hope you're right, dude. Seriously, I really want it to fail, but it probably won't.
I'm looking at the budget. I thought the budget for this movie was like $300 million. Why am I seeing only like 90?
Yeah, see? So, I mean, it's possible. Like, there's enough people that we just know in our fucking particular, who we follow that. And by the way, too, it's not a very piratable movie. It's not, you can't even find it. Like on F movies or whatever.
Not yet. But nobody watched it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because no one wants to go in there and be that one dumbass with their phone. I'm going to record this. I'm going to make sure to put this on my website. Yeah, fuck you. Anyways. But yeah, definitely watch my podcast. And watch us too. We're not doing the midweek chat attack anymore, just so you guys know. Wednesdays we're so busy doing like extravaganza pre-shows, whatever. If you're gonna see any chat attack things going on at all during the week, it's gonna be me playing a video game, possibly by myself or with maybe one or two other people. But for the most part, though, no more chat attack in the middle of the week. Find us on Double Toasted's Twitch page, and that'll be fine. With that said, Alan, I've been talking about fucking Storm, haven't I? 3, 2, 1. Good sir.
Attack the
chat. That took a long while to get started. Jesus Christ.
Square
Yikes.
up, Rise of the Skywalker.
Oh,
Honest, I already forgot we reviewed it.
you guys bully the fuck out this movie. Jesus Christ.
I'm not bullying it. It's forgettable.
After
Wait,
hours.
is it really called Rise of Skywalker?
Is it Rise of Skywalker or Rise of the
I can't
Skywalker?
even remember the title of this movie.
That's a long title, though.
I'll beat his fucking
By
ass.
the way, I want to point out for everyone doing acronyms, it'd be RS. Of and the are not used in acronyms.